flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, roll call. Alderman Zindudo.
Here.
Alderman Ryan Helms.
Here.
Alderman Melvin Felix.
Here.
Alderman Rosemary.
Here.
All present, quorum is present. Alright. We have now approval of the agenda.
There's motion to approve those.
Motion made, second, Alderman Felix. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes. Consent agenda, minutes from previous meeting, report, collector's report, bills for payment, city clerk to pay grievously appropriate expenses that you do by the budget. It should be in your packet. Doc, did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see anything? Or do I need a white view?
I didn't see everything. I don't have a packet with me unless you, did Leslie email it to me?
I can get you scanned in one. I'll scan in one, you know. Actually, I can send it to you. I'll send it over to you, okay?
Okay.
Doc, you getting those?
Yeah, I have them. I've received them, yes.
Okay, I'm still going through it, so bear with me. Do what, I'm sorry. Alright. So I've got one more for you, and this should be it.
Alright.
Sorry. Your minutes not very fast here, and by the time you do,
I've received them all,
okay,
so.
you should be good now. Everybody had a chance to review, Doc, you still reviewing?
Yeah, I've looked them over.
Okay.
that. Were you asking for a second for that?
Oh,
I thought you,
there's no motion, I just asked if there was a motion.
my bad ear over there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was making sure things got caught up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
So then they make a motion.
We just did that. All right. I'm not down to go race. Okay. So we'll take them out. And then take them out of the payroll. Did that anyway. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. You're right. My bad. Trying to look at it. Crazy. Triple. Back up or whatever it is. It's so stupid, it's try, but we didn't make it. It's just a meeting.
Eric, how many rolls do we haul? Sludge?
29.
So that sounds good. That's it.
Scott City, there. What it is, again, Scott City, for the dump truck.
Okay.
What was the name?
Caleb?
But he was representing what company?
Opposed, nay? Hang on.
That's it. They were proposed. Do you have another one? In St. Louis?
General hydraulics?
General, I don't know.
So that's just the base of the 1,000.
Just add this up, times this, that is. Well, yeah, that means. This,
Hey, Eric, we was talking about coming from the cold to that junction. And what did you call it? You gotta call it right, otherwise.
come down over there,
Yeah,
that's gonna be your main line cut off. That's
is that the main right there? Coming straight off the pole?
it's a three-phase cut off,
Three-phase
three-phase
cut off.
cut off.
You can just go here, so you can hear.
Or you can call it a three-phase
That's right.
transfer switch if you want to call it.
If we gotta call it right in the morning, we don't tell them right.
Yeah, it's three-phase.
That's on the mail, variable, she told him to have us call this other person.
Alright, is there, are we still working on the consent agenda? Calculated?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many roads do we have to do yet?
8.
I just need to clarify something. Am I supposed to be reviewing something? So they have no direction here on what to do. We're 25
Well, this,
minutes
you
into
always
this year.
review the consent agenda, the board makes a motion on the floor
Yeah,
of the consent agenda, it needs to be seconded if you all agree on the consent agenda and all of what the reconciles, the budget reports and what's in the packet, and then it votes on it. If it passes or dies, or carries or dies.
and that's what we're supposed to be looking at right now.
Yeah, I can't force you, I mean, I can, but I mean, that's what we're supposed to be doing right now.
That's what I was asking earlier, I didn't hear what you,
Yeah, I didn't know if you had a motion on the table, I was asking.
I was just wondering if that's,
Yeah, that's all we're waiting
okay, I'll
on.
pull that.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are ready.
I can't, I'm just observing and all.
See the deal.
The receipts or what,
The deal.
ask the clerk, not me.
What bills you want?
For the pages.
Go get that giant folder, we'll be here all night.
I don't have time for them.
Isn't that the way we normally do it?
No.
No, we probably, that's it, that's what the treasurer's for, that's what the chamber pays the big
And
money.
he didn't show.
Huh?
And he didn't show.
No, I asked him to. But we can talk about that later, that's what I'm saying.
I would. Okay.
This is the same issue we had prior before with that.
Right.
We can print out 44 pages,
No, for that.
you know what I mean?
I pretty much know what's going on. Just want to see what we
Because I
have.
haven't asked him to do that today.
Yeah,
Which
he
is
didn't
a
show-
summary.
He didn't show it there.
Summary budget, budget summary on it.
Yeah, I thought we had to look at that at home and then just came to vote on it tonight. Did you want us to look at it?
Yeah, this is just what you got, the monthlies are, this
Yeah.
is basic stuff.
So can we move on then?
Yeah, we need a motion and a second.
I'd like to motion that we approve it and move on.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded by Alderman Rosewood. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Slightly late.
Okay,
All right, moving on. All right. We got here. Minutes, previous meeting bills, so public forum, anybody signing up?
No.
Okay. Does the board want to make any decision? Is yours for permitting, Steve?
Well, I'm just gonna share with you guys my ideas about what the project is and what I'm interested in doing, to get you guys' thoughts on it.
How do you like brought in blueprints or something like that?
Yeah, I just got some handwritten stuff and some pictures.
Okay.
Over. Yeah, I mean, can I just kind of share with you guys what I'm thinking?
sure, Steve. Now, there's two of you here tonight. Are you both here to speak to us tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're saying
You go
is,
ahead. You go ahead.
there's a sign-up sheet or something, they were saying that.
Yeah, there's a time sheet that
That's okay, we can still come anytime we want, talk, we just wanted to make sure that everybody gets a chance to talk.
The board can make an exception with that if the sheets aren't out,
Sure.
that they can speak, so. I mean,
Well, go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay, yeah, what it is, I met you that one time when I house for the 3 house, my wife, we still love that house. And I talked to Adam about what we're interested. We're purchasing the old antique mall from the Fishers, Bobby and Carla Fisher up on the hill. And our initial thought was, we were wanting, because I built a subdivision back in 2003 in Fredericktown, condominiums. And that was what my thought was initially on this property. But after reviewing the property and talking to some different real estate people in the area that really knows the market, we're going to shift and potentially build some houses first, and then on the open ground that's up there, not what the concrete is. And then if we find that we get a lot of people as we're building these houses that want the senior houses, then we might bust up that concrete and put senior houses on the backside. So that way they're more private, they're more, because I think seniors would prefer to be more safer. Because whenever I built my subdivision down in Fredericktown, I put a road in and they were kind of a controlled entry point. On that property up there with the road kind of around it, there's really not a whole lot of safety that maybe the seniors desire. So, but if I save that in, if I can't figure out what to do with the concrete, then I was going to have Bobby come in with his crushing machine and just bust it up. We'll use the rock for foundations. But we're going to kind of put that on hold for maybe while we're building these houses. So the type of houses that we're looking at, because I worked for East Missouri Action Agency for the last, since 2022, they got a grant to build houses and train mills. And we've been building these kind of houses. This is a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that we've been building, and we're selling for like $170 over at Reddington. Oh, for the town. Okay. This is one of the type of houses that's got that the property is going to really do well with a combination of I'd like to kind of show you the layout of the property that we're, I wish I would have brought my easel, and but I'll be the easel. So the property is this is kind of where the concrete slab starts and kind of wraps around, and I said we might use that for senior housing, that way it's more private. And so we're going to build some houses down in this area that's got one-car garages that you can drive in from the street and come right into the house. And that'll be this type of a house. So it'll be a cute little one-car garage with a front porch. And the other style of the house that we have, it's pretty much the same, it's just got a little bit of a different facade on it, the front end. But they're still about the same house. They're about 1,400 to 1,500 square feet.
2-bedroom?
3-bedroom. Yeah, that'd be 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and then these will have the garages. And so we're going to put those along the road down here. And then in this other area, we're going to have an alley that kind of comes up off of the road that goes up the hill. And then this is the concrete slab here. And then it's going to be an alley through here that'll be a one-way alley. And we're going to build little 3-bedroom, 2-bath houses. And we're going to offer a base model for a bath and a half. And they're going to have rear entry garages. So we're going to have detached rear entry garages so they can come in the alley and come into the back.
Those are 50-foot lots straight across?
Yes.
And then an alley for parking?
Yeah.
Garbage pickup or whatever?
Yeah, in the alley. Yeah, we're going to have the garbage coming in the alley.
That leaves us a place to put water systems through and all that?
That's what I was going to talk to you guys, because I think the water line goes around the whole perimeter.
And
So that's
there too.
And that's the thing, we're going to be getting that information. We just got the contract signed.
Good.
And we're going to be doing an environmental assessment study on that property, just to make sure there wasn't any, because this being a leather factory at one time, we're a little concerned
Phil?
before we build homes for people, to make sure there was nothing that would be a concern with building houses. Because that's the last thing we want to do is build houses on contaminated area. So we're going to be doing it. We are contracting with this company to do an environmental assessment.
So, Mr. Weber, let me ask you this. Where are the existing roads at on this job?
Right now, the roads just basically go around.
So on 3 sides?
Yeah.
And on this side over here are already houses?
Well, there's concrete, that's that big concrete
Yeah.
slab.
There's that one
Then there's
house.
there's some houses, there's a house like right here.
Yeah.
Then that one lady owns like a big tract of land here, a lady in town that owns.
Annie Massey owns about 4 or 5 acres right there in that ravine.
That's conserved up here. So garages over here, houses with detached rear entry garages, and then we're gonna have parking in front. We're gonna set the houses back and have parking, and we'd like to put sidewalks through that too.
That would look nice. So this particular lot here, you look like you've got about 13 houses there?
Yeah, we're gonna put 13 houses, because there's gonna be 2 lots that are gonna be narrow because of the spacing. And then I got a 2-story model that I built also. This is the 2-story model. It's only 24 foot wide, and it's got 3 bedrooms upstairs, and it's got a flex room on the first floor that could be a bedroom too. So this one will be about 16 square.
Yeah.
Can you show them?
This is the 2-bedroom model. We're only gonna build 3 of those because the market for 3 bedrooms are pretty weak. But if people come in and they want 1,600 square foot,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna offer. We're gonna try to start these out about 165 for the detached garage model, and then the garage will be an option if they want a garage or not. And some people, price point is the price point.
Yeah.
But we're gonna try to build garages for around $15,000 for a 1-car garage and $20,000 for a 2-car garage. They can either attach it or detach it.
Nice looking, clean houses.
Yeah.
So on this top piece here, the 13 houses on this bottom square here, how many houses do you think we'll
I
get?
think we'll get 7.
Seven. That's about 20 houses.
Yeah, about 20.
I don't think the water should ever be any issue at all, the way that's laid out. It's just in the middle there, you know.
In the middle, there's just a main transit, emergency transit, but I talked to Michael, and what they plan on when they go to this interconnect system, which I just spoke with them an hour ago, they're probably gonna either disconnect or use it as just emergency only, but that's all it's for, it's encased.
Just in case.
Yeah, it's actually encased in concrete and everything, so I mean, even, it's there and it's forever, you know, it's just for contingency emergency.
Yeah. So on this 50-foot lot, 135 feet deep, that's pretty much like the city lot in St. Louis.
Yeah.
House, yeah.
These are gonna be.
And a subdivision,
row houses.
yeah, built in the 1920s and 30s.
Yes, I mean, I envision like people go out there and kind of walk the dog, and
Sure.
walk up and down the road, so they won't have any garages on the front, so all the garages are gonna be in the back. So when you kind of walk down here, they're all houses.
Yeah.
And with this nice little sidewalk, and it just really, it's more of a community feel than it is. You pull into the garage and then you lock the door down and you're in your house.
Yeah.
We're hoping this will be more of a community feel.
Mailboxes all along the road there.
Yeah, exactly.
And are you thinking about having a model available for somebody to look at? And then they can,
Yeah, because like I say, these are what I built over in Eagle Creek, Missouri, and we sold them all. The one we were waiting on Ameren to hook up our last one, so we sold them. We're starting a couple more. We got the roof on one, we're gonna set trusses next week. So these were houses I built for East Missouri Action Agency.
yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping too, to get them over here and maybe build some houses on some of these empty lots around here
Yeah.
too. Because I think there's an opportunity now to really make some.
Well,
nice-
especially at that price point, and I think people in St. Mary are looking for other places for their kids to still stay and be near their grandparents or, you know, parents and not have to move out of town in order to get married and have children,
I think
you know, or even to retire. So those are nice looking spots.
And then we got this little 50-foot buffer here for green space. That's maybe a dog, they can put a dog park out there. And we'll end up, maybe if people want to have a place for their dogs. We'll have a little space there. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And it can be for stormwater runoff. Because we're gonna have to pipe all the gutters somewhere. Because we're gonna be building a lot of houses on places that don't have watershed right now. So that's why the engineer said we need a spot for water to go. And then, so that could be a little drainage area
Yeah.
and all the water.
So is there a name for this development yet?
Not yet.
Proposed that yet?
No, not yet. We're our LLC, that's what's nice, and I'm teaming up with a gentleman out of Perryville. His name is Luis Talamates, and him and his wife's they've been flipping and rehabbing houses, and they've won the Business of the Year award this year in the paper down there, so they were nominated for the Business of the Year award.
How do you spell that name?
Talamates, Talamantez. And I think, Adam's got a little bit of back
Wow.
history with him. But he's a super nice guy. He's a veteran. He's in the military still.
Yeah.
He's a senior master sergeant, and he does like top secret kind of stuff with the military. He's in the reserves. So I'm really excited about teaming up with him on this project. Because this will be my 5th subdivision I've built. This will be his first. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of mentoring him, and he's a super awesome Christian guy. He's just a really neat guy to kind of look up with.
Yeah.
I'm excited about teaming up with him. And then, like I say, if this works well and we get a lot of desire, then I'm gonna do something with that concrete. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So I think it would be a good place for that senior community that I was thinking of.
How long do you think the study will take and all of that for?
They said it takes about 3 weeks to get the study, the phase 1 study. And then what they do, they make a recommendation based on the results of the phase 1 study, because that's mainly going back in the history of the area and seeing if there's ever any kind of recorded event that ever happened on that property over time. And I think they said that at one time that was a subdivision back at the time. I think you said that.
Yeah, it was
years and years ago.
There's
That
a
was a
land over
subdivision.
there, it's like Prince Gardner Drive, when they had the mobile homes, there was approximately 60 connections.
Do you remember at all before the leather factory?
My grandma got there.
Yeah. I bet a lot of us probably in town never knew it before that period of time. Yeah.
And I got actual, I guess, a vinyl disc. I was given for like employees, ain't nothing known because they're bringing out like every day they play to the employees on phonograph. For like, hey, good job and all that. I don't have to play it on, but it says Prince Gardner, side 1, side 2 for employees every day.
So in theory, we could add 40 more folks to our population here if you people lived in these houses. Yeah.
Maybe.
And then if there was 3 in there would be, more.
60.
Yeah. So that might add to,
Families, that's what,
The
I
Aldermen.
think there's gonna be a lot of families, yeah.
on Duda and the mayor and all this have been working on the new city park for kids and stuff. And
Yeah, that's what, because I was talking with Doug Bader today, Larry Bader, and he said he's been working on, I guess, a park down here someplace.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I spoke with Gerald the other day.
yeah, because I'm gonna meet with him early part, because I was trying to meet with him yesterday, but he's kind of busy. He said the first part of the week,
Yeah, he
because
was.
I'm gonna have him do the actual design of the subdivision.
Yeah.
All of that.
so once you get that phase 1 done, you can build there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that, you go through a design phase for the subdivision.
Well, we're gonna go to start before that.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna go to start. I'm not gonna wait on doing it. Good start. It's gonna be a pretty basic subdivision, pretty easy to plot out.
Yeah.
And,
Won't be any twisting, winding roads or cul-de-sacs, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was hoping Louis, but Luis is with his family up in, up in Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah.
They left yesterday, and he already had plans for his families, because I guess school starts next week.
Yeah.
He take his family, because he's got 3 boys and a little girl, so it's a nice little family that I'm keeping up with.
What is your estimated time to start?
Well, we'd like to have a couple under roof for winter to kind of work. So we're hoping to build about 5 or 6, maybe. If they sell, we can build 10 a year. And I got a guy that we can build 10 of these a year, so we can build this in a couple of years.
Yeah.
If they all start selling, and yeah, we can put 10 of these up a year. Because I was building my condos, I built 19 condos in like 2.5 years.
So when you do those and you lay them out, and the lots are finished, will they have sidewalks to the house?
Yeah, they will.
Sod in the yard?
Yeah, and that's what I was doing in my condos, I was siding. I was trying to get grass growth. And these yards aren't gonna be real big,
Right.
so you can sod them about as easy as you can, try to seed and straw, because it just seems not to work good. Because, yeah, I seed and straw the first building down there when I started my condos, and then it didn't work, so I went down to Advance and got sod.
Yeah.
So I got sod.
So how do you see yourself marketing these?
Well, realtors, Luis has got some pretty good real estate connections in Perryville. And to tell you the truth, I've built over probably 120, 130 houses, and I've only sold probably 5 or 6 real estate agents, so I'm pretty good at talking to people.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be moving in a model of, it's called a park model. I'm gonna use it as my office and
Good.
way, and kind of a place to show people. And Luis's wife is really good at like home decorating, interior decorating and stuff, so we're hoping maybe she'll work with a lot of our customers to kind of help design, pick out colors and stuff like
I think it's a great idea, you know, it's, kind of just what we need. We're always talking about the fact that we don't have much land to develop on,
that.
but to take a piece of land like that and develop it into our community, our houses, and not so much another factory or something, bring more people into town,
Yeah.
is a great idea.
And I think the market is really strong because you got a strategic location. I mean, we can even draw from potentially Chester. People want to get out of Illinois. Yeah, we can even draw, we're gonna market over into Chester too. So, yeah, I think the opportunity, because that's right about McBride is doing an open house thing next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday, they're gonna do a meet the community thing at the YMCA in St. John. So I was gonna just go there and just kind of see them, and, because then I think they're looking for contractors on Thursday, so. They said they're gonna try to hire a lot of local contractors, so hopefully they don't. But Luis has got some guys that he's got connections.
There's some really good journeyman and construction people here in all fields, I think, in Perryville too. There's a subdivision that's going in behind Buckeyes, not to change the subject or anything, but have you been back there to see that?
Is it those condos or?
They're duplexes or something.
Duplexes
Yeah.
or something, yeah.
They look like houses, they're laid out like houses, but they're duplexes.
Yeah, I saw those. And that's why I talked to Jerry Davis, I said, is there any condos in St. Genevieve? Because he said that he's never really, because condos takes a special, once you build them, you gotta have them surveyed from the walls in, because that's how condos are sold, from the walls in. And he said, there's not any condos in St.
Well, we don't have condos, but we have the retirement community that are duplexes and.
Yeah, but they're not sold.
Yeah, they're not sold, yeah, but I mean, we do have that kind of shared.
Shared living.
Living space, yeah.
Yeah, because when you build and sell condos, is quite a bit involved. You gotta set up your HOA, and you gotta, all the buildings are owned by everybody, so it's like so it's a little challenging to get an HOA, because that's what I did down in Fredericktown when I built my subdivision. It took a little while, and we, in the city of Fredericktown, never had anything before, so we kind of worked with Perryville to kind of model some of their ordinances and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's why I thought we're going to build the houses first, and then we're going to see if there is a market for the senior condos like I did Fredericktown. We're going to kind of test that.
Yeah.
And if there is, then we're going to kind of open that up for the other section of the property.
And we want to view your place over there in Fredericktown. Where's that located?
That's over, have you been to Fredericktown?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, you know where Captain America is at? Out on 72 as you're heading out of town.
Yeah.
That's cool. Right down from Captain America.
Coming back toward us.
Well, let me see.
On 72.
On 72, Captain America's there. Down the hill from there is, it's called Madison Meadows. It's kind of in there.
So that's going into Fredericktown and leaving.
It's kind of, it's on the very edge of the city limits. Yeah, that's where it's at. It's like that. And it's kind of ironic, it's Highway Z out of Fredericktown, and which is Highway Z out of here, I noticed. And, but yes, so if you're coming into Fredericktown, you got the Cap America, then you got the like a middle school or something, then you get the high school. But if you turn right there on Cap America Drive and kind of go down the hill to Highway Z, my community is right there on the right side. It's called Madison Meadows.
Can you see it from 72?
No, it's coming down the hill.
I go through there a lot, so I'll check it out.
Yeah, if you turn right there by Cap America, go down the hill, Madison Meadows is on the right side.
Yeah.
So I built 19, because I started with duplexes, and then what happened, the reason I built this was my dad got sick with cancer, and my mom, they lived out of a farm, so I moved, I built the subdivision for my mom and dad. At the very end of the cul-de-sac, I built a single house for them, because they didn't want to duplex. And when I did that, I started, everybody wanted single houses. But it's still a condominium ownership style where the grass is all mowed, and the buildings are all maintained by the association. You only own from the drywall in on a condominium type of ownership. So that's where it appeals to the way to go with the grass.
Can we look at these pictures a little closer?
Well, you guys have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve, would you wanna come back and like give a presentation?
Yeah, I
of
could do
everything,
a
and
full,
like,
that way.
get with me and we could kinda like
Yeah.
coordinate with it, everything.
Yeah.
Get, when you're more drafted and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Jerry will have maybe a plot to show you.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, the town, in fact, people from the town will see it.
Yeah.
Cause he was out yesterday, that's when I talked to him,
Yeah,
and
that's what he
he was
said.
shooting, you know, everything for pins. So,
Yeah, because Jerry's done 5 or 6 surveys for me and
Yeah.
St. John. And I know he's
yeah,
super nice guy.
it's very nice.
Hey, you know, as far as, that's the thing I guess who's the water and sewer guys here, can I meet with them?
One
No,
right
you
there.
guys
Oh, you're the water and sewer
Frankie's
guy?
not here. Frankie's at, I guess another meeting, fire district meeting.
Yeah, that's, and then that's a couple of weeks, I like it.
Yeah.
Good time. And then the guys at the engineers, Heartland Engineering guys.
They'll be coming up here soon, I can get ahold of you.
Yeah, I'd like to meet with them.
Okay.
Because they might help me figure out where the root connection is.
Yeah, and they can help you with that, because they've already GIS all that in.
Yeah,
So,
that would be awesome. That was one of the big, so now, but my question, just off the top, as far as getting building, how do you guys work as far as getting building permits?
we do the permit builds on new construction, based on that, they go down how much it's valued at and everything, and then the right of way, if you gotta move the line, or the right of way, that's all it is.
I didn't know.
It's not real hard.
Yeah, because that's where, like Leadington, we built in Leadington,
Yes.
we had to get a permit. But it's like, they don't do occupancy permits, inspections or anything, so we had to, you guys don't have building inspections.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do?
We do.
Oh, that is awesome, because in Leadington, they don't. We had to pay $800 for every house that we built in Leadington to have the third-party inspection. 18 is an inspector, so you guys actually do that.
Yeah,
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, because that was, because we're used to like Farmington, St., and
Bigger cities, they have
yeah,
that.
they have their own inspectors, so that way, when you go get a USDA loan, it's been inspected by the municipality. So that's what we figured, that's what we found out, we're not gonna build a Leadington anymore, because and this guy was trying to make us stick to Kansas City building code, which is like crazy. It's like he's making us do all kinds of crazy crap that has no sense. And I've been building in Farmington and the Lowe's and Park Hills and Bonterra. I never, in Farmington, Fredericktown, I never had to do some of the crazy stuff this guy was making us do out in
Yeah,
Kansas City.
we just did international current buildings move.
Okay, I'm glad you
But I
guys
can
have
fill you in, there's a little bit more, but I mean,
Okay, good.
we got a checklist.
That was a huge issue that I was thinking, man. that's
Yeah,
the
no,
one
don't
thing
worry about that.
We're gonna have to hire a third-party inspector for all these houses, that's gonna really suck.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, oh, that'll make us, because we build the code down.
Yeah.
And these are all gonna be on crawl spaces unless somebody really wants a basement, because basements are expensive. It kind of kicks us out of that affordability when you have to put $35,000 basements on these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to build these affordability is what's important to us, making sure people can afford these
Yeah,
houses.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking $800 here, $800 there, next thing you know,
Yeah,
we're trying to afford the house.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, that inspection thing was.
Well, we do an occupancy permit right after it's built.
Good.
We go in and make sure everything's
So,
safe.
yeah, because that's usually the concrete, you guys do the concrete inspections, and then you do what they call the open wall, they come in and check the wiring and the rack.
And it's going under the new construction inspection, it should, yes.
Okay, awesome. That's great. I'm glad to hear you guys have that.
And Steve, you could come in at the city at a better time for knowledgeable people.
Yeah.
Our board
Yeah.
system like our mayor
Yeah.
and our city workers, you know, so it's a experienced team of people who do
That's
something.
awesome. Because when I built my house, the guy's name was Tim Morgan, he was the city administrator at that time, and they had not really built the subdivisions. There was a subdivision called Pine Castle out on the highway out as you're leaving town. And that was built about 15 years, that was the last subdivision built in Fredericktown, so there was nobody there that knew how to build a subdivision. We all kind of figured it out, you know, man. But I'm glad that this is gonna be a lot easier. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, we'll schedule a time, Steve, just give me a call, and we have a meeting if we want to with everybody, and once it gets.
And then Luis will be there, my business
Yeah.
partner will be back from, because they're They're doing their last vacation before school starts next
Oh,
week,
yeah.
so, yeah. Okay, and if anybody's got any questions, call me anytime.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, what is your telephone number, Steve?
That's 573-747-9958.
You say you'd like to try to start getting some built by the winter time?
Yeah, we'd like to have at least a couple to show people what it's gonna look like by probably end of November, you know, at least get them sited and get them under roof and everything that we get working on. That's what it's basically on this result of that assessment test, so we're ready to rock and roll really quick.
Neat, clean houses.
Yep.
Yeah, like I say, they've been really good for East Missouri. About as soon as we get them built, they're sold. So,
Yeah.
This is here, we're just waiting on Ameren to hook the electric up. We got a temporary wire going in there to kind of light it up and show people, but Ameren, we've been waiting on them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. And but they hear the Citizen Electric, I think it's easier to work with those guys. Ameren's kind of a pain, but-
Yeah, Ameren, Citizens Locals.
Yeah, because I know whenever I was building my house, I called them up and they were out like within a week and a half, putting a pole in and putting temporary power so we could build. I think Citizen, and I was used to like down in Fredericktown, they had city electric. Farmington's got city electric.
Yeah.
There's so much, Ameren is a challenge sometimes.
Yeah.
They're challenging.
Yeah.
And that's the original kind of storm. It's not just, we put this house on the market yesterday for $169.99. This went on the market yesterday.
That's kind of your range around 170.
Yeah. And like I said, it doesn't have a garage. With this property, we couldn't put a garage because it didn't have enough space. So on these lots that we're building here, we're going to have the ability if they want a garage, and we're hoping most people want a garage.
All right, Steve,
Wait,
if we can, yeah, we gotta move on, but we gotta
Yes.
do, I'm not trying to cut you off.
No.
Let's schedule a time where we can get all that and gist and everything, and then just kind of compile, you guys can do your questionnaires. And then we'll just work from there and see Lewis too. If he's back, you know.
Yeah, he should be back next
I think, yeah, it's typically Lewis. All right.
Steve, so you don't have to hang around, you can bolt if you like.
Yeah, you're not required, you're not held
Yeah.
outside or anything, so. But, yeah, I appreciate you coming in. It's nice seeing you again.
Yeah, you guys too. Yeah,
Okay, good luck.
I'm excited to hang out at Vader's from time to time.
Yeah.
It's pretty good down there.
Best hamburger in town.
And that is one of the things that I'm thinking about too, or maybe part of that concrete, maybe putting a little store, like a little coffee shop, kind of a little something. That's something I'd really like to do, maybe take some of that concrete and put, especially if I decide to go seniors, I'd like to put like something in, like a hair salon that they order.
Yeah.
They use it like.
We used to have one up there. Yeah, lady has a good hair up there.
That coffee idea is good.
Yeah.
We have church Mondays and Fridays, coffee with the Aldermen.
Yes,
I'd
yes.
love to see that.
Yeah, because that's what we're trying to figure out what would be a good little, maybe another restaurant, because Baker's is good food, but maybe, and there was a lady that you were telling me that maybe you might want to open up another little restaurant, maybe.
She was there for years. I did an article when she retired. I think she did here for 70 years. or
Yeah,
something.
70 years.
I'd like to see us do a taco stand, but you know, that's just me.
I got pretty room, we can get the food trucks to come down. Maybe we'll have a food truck day, once we get the subdivision going, maybe it'll be a little food truck spot there until I decide what to do. That would be a great spot. Have a little food truck,
Yeah,
maybe 3 or 4 food trucks come down and offer some food for the community.
not too far off the road.
Yeah, but if these houses, there might be a good business there for these guys to come down on one day a week and set up. Because they do that at Farmington at the Methodist Church, they have a food truck
Every
Friday. Yeah, something like that. And there's like 20 food trucks out there. Everybody goes there, so.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, they have a couple of food trucks come down from time to time up there. And that'll be a good advertising for my community.
That's true.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Ronnie, I'm sorry that we just.
Oh, that's all right.
It was a meet and greet on him. I didn't know he was coming, but he's a great guy.
That's a good deal. Let's see that coming in.
So,
The only issue I got, it ain't gonna take long. The only issue I got is, who takes care of the city ordinance?
Who takes?
applies, I mean, you guys, well, how do you apply about taking care of?
So I can write a warning and everything and tell them, you know, per statute, but the way the laws have changed, is code enforcement is nothing, I mean.
So we ain't got no code enforcement that actually does.
I mean, the city itself is a code enforcer, but, I mean, we had those ordinances prior to that to say if you don't do this and we clean it up, you know, or mess and things like that, then you're liable. But law, statute-wise, we can't force, you know, DPS laws like murder or anything like that.
Right,
You
I
know,
understand that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's just a fine line, because there's an article years ago about that, and there was a threshold gray area, and somebody shot somebody, and it was a nightmare, so.
This had nothing to do like that, it's just
Oh, okay.
providing some city ordinance that need to be taken care of.
What's the
My
concern?
first issue is that he's putting this junkyard here within 50 feet from the city hall here. I just don't know how to, and the right building here owns that, got all these
That
cats
gentleman.
coming in, junk coming in, you know, it looks like a junkyard that's moving in.
Right.
And no, I don't know how you're gonna force that. I know a lot of city ordinance, they can put up a 12-foot privacy fence to cover all their junk, or they
I think.
have it moved at their expense.
It should be, well, I told him, well, he had a survey, he lost 20 feet of his building, so there's another issue. The whole office, take 10 foot off that, and he lost that, because him and Ronnie got into it over there, over what, parking.
It looks like a junkyard, I mean,
And,
it makes the city hall look
but I
better.
don't, is he even a business, like a machine shop or anything? I don't know.
All I see is just junk stored over there. He's got trusses over there, old bulldozers, cab of pickups, cab of truck bids,
I mean, I go
old farm
around,
equipment, I mean,
yeah, I know, he's not the only one, I mean, even across from you. there's
right, and I know
over-
that ain't the only issue here.
No, yeah, there's many issues like that. It's just,
Right, right.
there's you gotta petition the court, and it's gotta go up to OSCA and all that, and see if you can enforce certain things in code enforcement that law enforcement can, or the prosecutor can prosecute on.
Right,
Does that
right.
make sense?
So I'm sure he's got permits on all them vehicles and tags and all that too, you know? I'm sure he's.
I don't know, I know it's one of them, I haven't been over there to look, but I've been pulled 20 ways from Sunday.
I
with other things.
understand, I know it's hard to keep up with everything.
So, and I hardly see him. I see him when the time I get back, he's jetted or he's hiding in that building, so.
Right, right, yeah.
I don't
Well,
even.
he don't want nobody to take his junk out of there, I understand.
And well, even talking to him, he's just not very personable. Even diffusing or de-escalating, he's not at all. Because I don't know what his, I can't remember his name, but he'll come to me later, but I can look it up on the property map.
That's what I want to do is address the board with it. That
Yeah,
way,
that's fine.
You know, if you guys can send them a letter, maybe stating, clean it up, move it, or,
There's been complaints about it.
yeah, well, it looks bad, it looks bad for the city. I mean, there's a lot of places that need to be cleaned up, I
I don't
understand.
know if complaint is a good word, but concerns about.
Bringing more junk in like that, it's unprofessional, it's unacceptable.
It's a complaint. I mean, it's a viable complaint. It's,
Yeah.
a citizen has a right to complain, file a complaint. Just like a victim has a right to file a complaint, so complaint's not a bad word. I mean, it's a concern and, yeah, I see both ends, but
Yeah, yeah, just makes the city look bad.
I think the thing is, we can do that, we can say that we've had, you know,
Well,
a citizen, not a citizen, but of the city complaints about that. They're able to see it cleaned up.
You know, we're talking to unify the city here, not turn it into a junkyard. Not noticing town, a lot of these people are bringing in these old cars and junk, and they're parking them out in the streets, and parking them on the roads. I mean, I drive by every day and I see citations can be written every day.
Yeah.
Or at least one or two, would tell them, move the vehicle,
well,
city stickers.
we don't have the income either for, or even part-time nowadays. Nobody's gonna chase that money. They chase the money, you know that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, well,
And there was an organization that quit doing donations, I'm not even gonna name, so I'm not even gonna get into that, so that put a dent in that help too, so.
good.
But, so we gotta go a different route. So,
Well, we got city ordinances that covers it. You know,
Doesn't
if we
matter.
enforce a city ordinance, we can cover it.
as long, you have to have the peace officer license, half of them, because they're state laws, or they're top, they're.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well,
The
we
city
can write it.
doesn't, you know, the city doesn't need a full-time police officer, I understand that.
No,
We need to go back like the old days, get back to where we've got our own city marshal,
there's
working
no such thing
full-time,
as marshals anymore.
enforcing the city ordinance, not to go running bad guys down the street.
Well, then you get charged with fucking failure to act, that's the rule, so that's state statute, because the marshals, is why there's no marshals anymore, constables, because they weren't doing their damn job, and that's what happened.
Okay, city enforcement, city enforcement.
That's, yeah, code enforcement, that's what it's called,
Code
I'm just
enforcement,
saying, Ronnie, because it's changed over years from when it's evolved. Everything evolves over time.
Well, we don't need a chief of police or no deputy working in town here.
Well, I mean.
All them hours being spent for nothing, well, you know how it was.
Well, I got ridiculed, I'm not even gonna go into that, because, I mean, my lawyer can speak on that point, but I'm not even gonna get into that mess, so, go ahead, Mr. Freeland.
We've had several complaints, several complaints from about we can look at the ordinance. We can draft, just like the mayor said, we can draft up an ordinance and present it to that person asking for relief. That's all we gotta do, but
They have an ordinance.
I agree, we don't have an ordinance.
And while we're talking about this complaint
Oh, let me
issue though.
finish, let me
Okay,
finish.
let's have a listen.
Now, let me finish this.
That was that before.
There's no sense in us getting a tizzy over that without, no, I'm talking about all of us. We gotta make sure we get it right, get it written up right, so it's presented correctly, so we can get the person to do what three of you have already suggested. Maybe it might be. We might have to do a little working with the
Oh, enforcement, like
county.
you said, yeah. And I haven't got a problem with that, I see that. Something's gotta be done.
There's so many
It's
great
getting out of
laws.
hand, I hate to tell you, but cities,
I wanted to get the
Well, it's
floor
like-
for a second, Mayor, just to.
Go ahead,
Just
are
real
you
quick.
up to floor, Melvin?
If he's finished.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
good.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of things we could complain about in this town, like that mobile home that's down there on Cemetery Road and stuff. There's just so many of those things that he's talking about drafting a ordinance. Well, we do have specific ordinances about high grass, whatever it is, but maybe we should have an ordinance that addresses these really later issues of some real big abuse, and complaints about this type of stuff. You know, I mean, there's several things that we could address with one ordinance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll rework
More detail
Yeah,
about
we'll
what we
rework
need to do.
that old one.
That's what they're
And
saying.
bring it up to speed,
Yeah,
bring it up to.
a new ordinance that says,
Yeah.
okay, guys,
Well,
these,
Ordinance 939 is petty offenses, so petty offenses are like grass.
Right.
Infractions, so that'd be your ordinances, so that's been consolidated already, so your foundation's set
yeah,
right there. It's just how to go about it with state legislator and the red tape, so you don't violate it, nobody violates it, nobody gets in trouble, because that's the last thing anybody wants is fines or taking upon themselves to do wire around here. Because that's the problem, most towns have, that's what they have, and I mean, and if you turn the other way as a cop, you get charged now. Failure to act is a crime, and it's just, that's the society we live in, the stigma, and it sucks, it really does. You know that, I mean, I wish there was a marshal, I wish they kept that.
I think we can go another way too.
they said these be enforced, the cities, they're just letting them come in and throwing junk vehicles all around, bringing in people, those weeds growing up past their mailboxes, ditch lines just growing up and running through the roadways. That's the second issue I got.
So what's the second, tell me right now.
So we can,
Yeah, I talked to Fred's about it, and I talked to you about it here about 4 or 5 months ago. About the driveway there at Rustler's driveway, well, it's all growing up with trees and weeds,
Yeah,
and it's running down, well, the ditch is not catching it. It's coming out on the road, it's washing down the road, washing out Ed Monroe's driveway, and washing over and drop, and it's washing out my ditch line to my driveway. It's not going through the ditch, it's going around it, and washing it out.
I
Matter of
know.
fact, it's eating underneath the road, and I just took a picture of it just to show
You
you.
got it?
Yeah.
and see, we can get the state representatives involved in there too.
That's part of my driveway, and it's running around the edge of the road over Ed Monroe's and coming in behind.
specific
That's your house, right?
Yeah, I got a better picture.
Yeah.
Right.
The foundation, he's saying is.
I'm not trying to argue, it's just,
No,
they change
no,
these laws, and it's out of your hands, it's how they're run.
I understand that, but we've got to do something. Let's get it done.
We, county don't do shit.
No, well, they can't stop, they can't
Yes,
force
but
out
there is
there.
a, there is a state statute that they can.
We're
If
working
they
on
agree to it.
Oh, yeah, we work with county long enough, you know how it is.
Well, I already know that, but I'm just saying, most like Perry County does it for like every place.
What kind of laws are there, so we can say no.
You know, Jason does it for Auburn.
No, we have to look
I heard
at
you say something like that, it'd be good if they
Yeah.
could do it from
Let's
there.
see,
Yeah.
And
those are going to Perry County, it's pretty point. But,
And-
we go.
they pay taxes in the town and then let people come in and do all their operations. Pick on that side.
That's that new rock.
That's why they elected us.
The Jokers did.
What is
So
class?
across from here is a hub, is when Dig Right found a hub for AT&T. I need to talk with Todd because it is passed over the old copper, the phone lines.
Yep.
Under there, they're supposed to be regular distance taken, but they're doing all that.
Right.
If that's the case, then we won't have to worry about that there's a triangle when they mark that, it's a high risk, because there's 2 foot, there's one at 3.5, give or take on that. So it's such a high risk, because I was gonna have to keep going down that field.
That would be the place to go, but it's running off that hill and running straight down the road, missing the ditch line altogether.
So it's missing this whole gate.
Yeah, it's not even, well, matter of fact, they ain't even got it going up to it, they got it cut off out there at the end of the road. So it's all running out there, yeah.
Okay, is this the outlet or inlet?
That's the, yeah, they're going across the road, right?
Huh?
We can check and see if Doc is still there.
Doc, you alive?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you just honk the horn? Okay. Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
video-
there's a way to, without tearing Todd's in town, I'll have Todd.
If they clear the trees back out where they're growing up, they're growing out about that big and they grew up. They just clear the trees all the way and put rock coming down that hill there. Take care of the issue, you know.
You talking about Bruce's right here?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
the Spruce Street split?
Right there at the Spruce and there's Rustler's driveway.
Yeah.
Well, Doc had a tree just to fall down and knock that power line that runs across there and knocked it down in Rustler's driveway. So he took the logs and wood and just shoved it off in the ditch here. So I choked up the ditch even more.
Oh, there's a ditch in here?
You're right, that's a ditch that runs down.
If I go and
It's
clean
been
that
growing
up,
up for years.
if I go clean that up with my excavator and all that and redish and grub that, would it drain better?
Oh, yeah, that's all I'm asking.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all.
That's what I
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get,
Cause it ain't going in the ditch, it's going down the road and
So,
washing out behind
if
it.
I do that, burn it and turn it,
Right,
would that work?
right there goes.
It may work, may not, we don't know.
Well, it's
They
gonna
try, they'll slow it down, right?
It's gonna help a lot.
And so, let me call Dig Right and see what's under there before I start, because I know up above there is a podium.
Right.
And then,
That ditch that I'm showing you, it's already going underneath the asphalt, so you
Yeah,
might wanna have
that
to look
was-
at that.
yeah, because it's under warranty. You're talking about over that?
Yeah, where my driveway is.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's that? I'm sorry.
So,
Your phone's all different, mine.
right there, so
Okay.
you can see where it's going. It's coming in behind my driveway.
This
Washing
alligator
And
stuff.
it's hit, what it's doing, going over and hit Ed Monroe's driveway, washing his gravel out. It's coming across the road and coming in. You can see where it's even underneath the asphalt.
Yeah, there.
If we don't get taken care of, it's gonna keep washing
It's gonna
out.
eat the road, so I have to, I'll look at that, because I can see the alligator and the patch, but is that a patch or is that just a sun right there?
Yeah, I just, right
So
there.
did that-
Yeah.
Does the alligator stop there, the alligator?
No, that's an old Chevron, used to run through there, going up to Randy's.
Okay. Is that Randy's old truck on top of it or yours?
That's Randy's.
Oh.
Randy still has all that.
I didn't know you were gonna get rid of it, because it could be
No, I-
sold. That's a good truck.
Yeah, it is, that's good.
I know it's an eyesore right now, but it could be refinished, it's worth money, because it's old.
His boy's got it, Shane owns it, he's got another one just like it.
Let me see.
That's all I got.
Let me see if I can get chokers for me.
We're good, I just like to get this taken care of, we can for,
So, we're ready to go down there. We got it down.
appreciate it, thank you guys.
I mean, it's No, it works better to work together instead of against each other, it really does.
That's all we ask for.
You know, some things we're never gonna get accomplished. Some
Yeah.
people don't want to.
No, we never do.
Well, you have an issue with it, you do what you does, but try to work through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Like I said, I like to
sometimes-
feel they work with something, but I don't want to step on nobody's toes, and I don't want to get in trouble.
Sometimes it may not work, if we do it, it may not work, you never know. I mean, there's times you think we're human.
And after, where that culvert is, we're gonna need some more rock put in there. They didn't put enough, that culvert where they put in, that new culvert, that they read this asphalt, it's gonna need more rock in that ditch line, it's all sunk in,
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah,
where that telephone pole is filled around.
they owe us 32 tons, so I'm good on that. I'll get some,
Anything else, it sounds
2 to
good?
4, is that what it is, 2 to 4?
Yeah, yeah.
Cause I know you work at the quarry, it's 2 to 4 grade,
Before
right?
it's,
Yeah. Alright.
it's what they've been through on them, so.
Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot,
All right,
guys,
you're
appreciate it.
welcome, Ronnie.
Thank you.
See you, Mr.
See you guys.
See ya, have a safe night.
Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Hired job next door.
Mary, are you just here for the interview? I don't know if you want to speak right now. Unfinished business,
But I know what you're talking about, Michael.
scheduling a, another one? Oh, I'm good.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want, Mr. Mayor, were you talking about update on city clerk position?
Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Well, since our last meeting before last, we just talked about changing to another employment agency, one that focused more on clerical and office management. And we did that. And I think I let everybody know that we contacted Express Employment. I talked with their employees plus a regional manager. The regional manager listened to what we had to say as far as the skills to utilize for the position. And then we had made number one being QuickBooks, although we know a lot of different offices run different ways. We want somebody with experience in the QuickBook area. But we went over accounts payable and receivable and positions required to familiarize them with sunshine laws and regulations and budgeting and banking. And I mean, really went through the details with them over the phone before sending them our approved list of qualifications. And they ran those numbers and got back with us. And they have 2 candidates that they feel that they're ready to send here for us to interview. The difference between Express Employment and our previous employer is search company, is that they don't place anybody full-time more than 90 days. That person's placed, we see if it's a fit, they're temporary, after the 90 days is over with, if we feel like we want to offer them a position after the 90 days, we're able to do that. Otherwise, they will take that person out and put someone else in. But still, we have the interview process ahead of that, so we can choose that person. And and also what's different with this agency is that there's no upfront deposit like we had before, which was quite extensive amount of big amount of money. And regardless if we hired them or not, if they failed in their duties or we had to replace them, we had to pay another fee, to get other employees. This you kind of pay as you go, but in the end, the fee can be as high as our last employment agency. I sent out to everybody on their emails, and if you haven't received, I'll send it again because I understand some people didn't get it. What they had to say about it, but the trial period is 90 days, temporary positions, but the people are qualified office managers, clerical managers, and they have clerk experiences and qualifications. But this is the last. I told them that I would be meeting with the board tonight, and that I would bring this back to everyone's attention. And they sent me this message real quick. I want you to see if I can put it here. I asked them to put it in a nutshell what it is exactly that they do, and they said they want to follow up with us with condensed information provided that Express Employment Professionals provides temporary evaluation hire and direct hire staffing solutions for professional, administrative, and commercial positions. We connect businesses with qualified candidates, helping reduce hiring time, turnover, and staffing costs while meeting their workforce needs. So what they're saying is that they're handling all the pre-interviews, they're handling all the pre-qualifications like before, but we would set it up through the mayor for the, like we did last time, interview process. The board, of course, would do the interviewing like we did last time, which was pretty successful, and we would pick that candidate. Whatever we pay the candidate is up to us, but they will add a fee on top of that hourly wage. So this is just an example. You know, if we paid somebody $10 an hour, they may charge us $15 an hour to have that employee here for the 90 days. After the 90 days, we can alter that same amount of money we're paying them or set them into a salary that suits our budget. And, but it does give us an opportunity to see if it fits.
Yeah, it does.
Fit. So, but anytime we're working with these people, I've got to tell you, it's expensive. And the mayor had set aside money in the last time we talked about, I don't know if we still have that money or not, for the, we didn't ever spend it for the last organization we worked through. But if we still have that type of funding, we can move with this, but I would like for them to come in and talk with us in a more finite way about how we get our arms around the cost involved, you know, because I don't think I'm qualified. You know, I can pass along what they tell me, but I think it might be better for us to talk directly to a regional person with Express before we get into a contract that we may not understand.
Yeah.
And when I read their contract, it's mind-boggling, you know. And so I told them, I said, look, I don't want to take that contract to the board. I want you to summarize what you're doing. She said, well, basically, we're a placement agency. We're going to find someone that qualifies to your standards. We're going to do the process, and we're going to send them to you, let you pick them out. We're going to let you hire them on a temporary basis for 90 days, and we're going to charge you X amount more than what you're paying them an hour to have them for 90 days. Sounds pretty fair. But that remains to be seen, you know, if we can afford that. I mean, if we're paying somebody $20 an hour and their fee is, put $10 more on that, that's $30 an hour, and next thing you know, we're spending almost $300 a day for a 10-hour employee, you know.
We're going to have 3 employees at that.
Exactly. So,
2.5 now.
so here's what I'd like to see us do, if you don't mind. I'd like to send out that contract again to all of you guys, let you read that detail involved, and if you have any questions about that, you can call them directly, or you can address that question to me, and let me be the one that funnels the question to them, still be your contact for them, and I'll get back and answer each one of your questions. And I'll send that out to you tonight. Okay.
All right.
And that's it for me, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Everything best you have.
Does anybody have any questions, Brian?
I just think it'd be nice, he started this process, he has a real good feel of it, let him continue. If we have questions, we send them to Brian, and let him pose the questions to
Yeah,
that
it's,
person.
it's extensive. I read it, and it's pretty extensive.
And it keeps it moving.
Yeah.
All right, so we good on that. So, all right, section B, status on the park project and location, and setting up a meeting with the other vendor and options. Doc, you're kind of involved in that, logistics.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
All right, so I've had, I had a brief discussion with Brian over prior at the beginning of the weekend about coming in and selecting some more equipment, and I had a secondary meeting with Melvin regarding the same issues. The site location is selected, it's on the wall on the corkboard roughly, and the city plats are underneath there from St. John that give the specific location with the property locations. And to summarize, there's 3 issues. One of them, there's probably more, but one of them is I took down with Eric and Charlie and Frankie located, the roof section was in the driveway in front of City Hall that needs a little work done on it. The metal components, the smaller ones, are in the former water treatment plant next to City Hall. And then there's some items parked on 3rd Street. So we're all down, everything got disassembled nicely with hardly any damage. The next steps on that is to clean it and paint it so that it's ready to install. Then while that's going on, then the site prep needs to be done down in that field to stake it with the transit, to locate some stuff, to locate things well. We're gonna have a playground with 1 swing set is what we got. It has 2 toddler seats on it. We're gonna need to purchase another swing set and one of those coil spring things that wiggles back and forth for little kids because they like that so much. And we're gonna have a small size soccer field because that requires minimal outlays other than goalposts, so that kids can practice there. It won't be full size for adults, but for kids it'll be just fine. And other municipalities maybe come out and utilize it because people are always looking for fields. We know in Perryville they have a monster soccer field there and it's heavily utilized. We're not going to have that in our fair city, but we'll have something to use that'll mesh with some of the other things.
Yeah.
Then the Park District in Arnold also gave us a couple park benches. So the intention is we'll have a small parking space next to the gravel road off of Highway 61, and we'll put some benches there and do some tree plantings. Coming up in the fall, next month, 2 months, we have some larger cypress trees now that Adam has the heavier equipment that it can be dug out and transplanted in a couple spots just to give quick shade. And then on the other area off of 4th Street, there'll be another entry that'll be a walk-in off of 4th Street. It's slightly sloped already, and I've spoken with Adam about building that up a little bit more so it's a gradual slope and it can be accessed easily for equipment to come in and mow. And I have some Lombardy poplars, which are tall, skinny, very fast-growing trees that will bracket that entry, like 2 archways, so that you'll know where it is, and it'll just be like 3 small trees on each side to frame it a little bit. And then the Arnold people gave us a book with another vendor who they've worked with. Prices are probably going to be in the same ballpark, but we need to get with them as well because I think they're more local. They're in Chesterfield, and then kind of button things up to have some things installed. As we mentioned at prior meetings, the bids and estimates that we got from the concern in Farmington was way over budget, and a lot of it was, rubber mulch and labor and stuff like that, which drove up the price to be more than twice what we have allotted for the project. We're going to need to use some of the money for that project for excavation, for concrete, for doing some drilling with a post hole auger or something to make posts. There's probably about 12 holes that get, probably about 16 holes that get dug in the ground that once the metal components are placed on gravel and level, then we'll fill it in with some concrete so that it's stable. There's one piece under the central pillar of concrete that's probably going to take 3/4 of a yard of concrete. And I don't know what concrete is these days, but it's probably about $200 a yard, I would imagine.
It's 160.
Go ahead.
It's right now 160. I checked on it yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So and then they, if it's less than a certain amount, then they charge delivery fees. So it probably ends up being about $200 a yard. And I would estimate that we need probably 2 yards, 2.5 at the most, to seat everything, including the park bench seats, which are just little things. And we're gonna need the manpower there. To do that, we might have to hire, we've got some other people that are concreters or something that can do things quickly instead of utilizing our staff that is not professionally trained in concrete placement or whatever. So I know it's not that complicated, but it has to be super level, and there has to be, and the center pillars are probably about 8 to 10 anchor bolts that need to be placed in the concrete, and it needs to be super level when it's done. And then it can be just dropped in and bolted in, assembled. And the assembly should be pretty straightforward. We did it, you know, it's going to be easier to reassemble it than it was to disassemble it, because when you're disassembling, there's areas that are seized from corrosion or whatever, and it requires spraying and wrenching and torque, you know, all this additional hardware to bust things loose. In the assembly process, we'll order some new nuts and bolts to make things go quickly, and then use anti-seize on it or throw a block to hold them in place. And then we'll have, in the main playa or whatever, we'll have that the POTS playground with 2 swing sets, a soccer field, and a few park benches. Then over on 3rd Street on the other end, on the bend, where that big walnut tree or pecan tree is, I would like to purchase another set of swings over there, because there's kids that live on that end, and swinging is great, and maybe some parallel bars that can be fabricated with some galvanized metal. And that's, I think we'll probably have between 10 and 17,000 to spend with installation of new equipment, ballpark, and the rest is going to be labor. We got to cover our expenses for fuel costs going up there, and labor, you know, for a week of employees being up there to take the thing down. And I haven't looked at, Leslie will probably need to look at what the labor costs on that was for the disassembly, and then I'd like to move forward pretty quickly with it, you know, so that by mid-September, by 3rd week of September, we have what we have installed, and the new stuff that we contract out should be installed by in October, which will put us in under a deadline. I don't think we're going to have to buy a lot brand new. We should have enough. It's just a few little things to
I have a question for you, Doc. Are we still considering using the equipment that we have down at the old park? Put in over there?
Yeah, you know, Rosa, I haven't gone down there in a while to look at what's there, but you and I and Brian have discussed using that earlier, and I still, thanks for mentioning that, because I didn't even consider that at this moment. I was thinking of the other thing. So, there's some picnic benches down there and a shade structure or something, isn't there? And what, a swing set down there as well?
There's a swing set down there, and we have the hardware to make another teeter-totter. So that's all there. We would just have to make the board for it.
All right. Yeah.
And I know we could probably get by with getting some of those pavilions taken apart too, eventually, maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, since you live down there, if you wouldn't mind taking some phone snapshots of them and sending it to the group, and I'll I'll work that into the whole thing.
Okay.
And Sam, I got a question for you. Comment and question, the soccer field's a great idea. How do we know it's a soccer field if I was a kid going down there to play?
You can use lime. Back in the old days, they used lime in to chalk out a rectangle.
Yeah.
Put a circle on it, and then now they have these spray cans that in there. So that maybe require a little extra labor because you got to both mow and do that before a game. But the posts, the goal posts themselves should identify it. It's pretty obvious if you see them, and it's not a huge field either. It's so with that and the 3 posts, maybe once a month or depends on the utilization of it. Like if someone's going to use it and they call City Hall and said we'd like to use it, then the city will prep the field or they can with line, put the lines in for it. It's not like a football field.
Right, exactly. I was just thinking that if I was a kid playing, I wouldn't know if I was out of bounds. Or something like that. So it's not necessarily that we have football field like markers.
When I was a kid, we didn't have lines. We just had grass and
Or bases or something like that.
Yeah, and you had someone, you put stuff down in the corners, and then the ref would call it. But now there's lines, so.
Yeah, I was thinking on the corners, there's these, you can get these canvas bags that are filled with sand, the corner bags, and just to mark the corners so that, you can eyeball it if you're out of line or not, but just to give it some type of structure, because I think it's a great idea to have a soccer field, and I think a lot of kids play soccer, if they have a field to play in. But if we just better defined, I think, the boundary for them, that might be cool. I understand you're going to have the goalpost, but what do they call those in soccer? Goalpost? Yeah. I wasn't a soccer player, but that'll help define it too. So, and if they're painted,
and it's basically a practice pitch, practice field. So unless they decide to have toddlers have their regular games there. And in that scenario, we could spray it, spray the lines.
yeah.
But for everyday use, I don't think you really need it. You just need the goalposts and they, a 5 or 6. If you watch those kids, they're just kind of running around like little wind-up toys anyway. So. They don't really need the line, they just need to be running and practicing their kicking and dribbling and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jody, it's kind of, I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Well, she was holding it.
All right, cool. All right, moving on. Doc, is that it? You wanna do that?
As far as I know, but I have in that book that I gave you the other day, the manual for the assembly of the new thing. It's got the manual for the assembly of all kinds of toys in there, and in front of it, there's a number of that's
Yeah, just pass that down. And like has the blueprints and the installation manual.
yeah. I could call it
They say
tomorrow.
that.
I should be free tomorrow morning, but I can do that.
All right, is that it on that?
Yeah, other than, all hands on deck, I'm getting it done quickly, so that time, TikTok on this has gone on pretty long as it is, and, now we gotta get moving with it.
All right.
To have construction targets with it.
Yeah.
Doc, when you come back in town, because I'd like to get with you to go down there.
Yeah, okay, no problem. I'll be back, I gotta return my rental car next Friday, so I'll be back by Friday.
Next Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on. Audit report. What are we on that?
I'm still looking for all the stuff that they need to finish.
How many things?
wasn't so much stuff.
The audit, me and you were both down here helping her find certain things that they needed.
Just
So,
some of the items, so I can refresh my memory.
refresh your memory,
We got 19 things on.
like some of the
A lot of
previous
the
years.
receipts and all the stuff that
Receipts
we were
or
looking for. I know they reported that we
vendors.
needed to change the password, which
Yeah.
again has been something I was afraid to do, and that's what I told them, but we're getting ready to change that. We updated system. What else did they tell us? Everything
Storage.
should be more detailed in QuickBooks instead of just transferring. It needs to be transferred from this to this
A path.
for
Yeah.
this reason.
Yeah. We actually do that. I mean,
Yeah.
Period, brother.
but you know, what do you call that? A path, it's not a path, it's a trail. I guess what you call it when you,
Yeah.
it's like you're showing where you're taking, where you took the money from and where you're putting it and where it's going.
Yes.
Right now, we're just not doing that. We're taking it out and putting it there, but we're not.
Well, it's not that it's not, there's not a trail, it's what the codes are not detailed enough. I always put a memo as to why.
Yeah.
It's the coding that they need more detail with.
Okay. Well, why don't we try to take a look at it before, you and I take a look, okay? Yeah,
It'd be great, yeah.
we'll look at the coding.
Okay, because there's a lot of coding, the same numbers, and then they got point one, point two, point eight,
Yeah.
you know that.
Anyway,
It's just over the years, we've added so much to it, we haven't, probably taken some out, maybe, what do you think?
I would love to be
Yeah.
able to dump it and
Yeah.
restart it, but it's not gonna happen.
Well, show me what you have. and we'll go there.
Brian will help you. He's a good man.
All right, budget status on consolidating QuickBooks, which we just discussed with Brian with that pathway, so,
Well, we have a lady who's supposed to help clean it up also.
okay.
I don't,
I
that's
thought so,
information you have, I don't
yeah.
know her name or any of that
Um,
information.
I'll have to get it again, because at the time if they come in,
Okay.
do that.
She has, Mary has information I can get from her.
Okay.
But I just need her name, number and all that to
Yeah,
see if she can clean her up.
yeah, because
It's a crapshoot.
yeah. We're still working on the budget. QuickBooks went down. It just wouldn't open. We were lucky to even have it reconciled
Yeah.
because it's just so overloaded. It's just at its max.
Yeah,
And so I got to update what the other night, when that was it last day.
So
Monday.
are you QuickBooks desktop version or online?
The desktop,
Don't switch.
I'm not, yeah, this was just a update to the desktop.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't go, from what I hear from the clerks that have gone to the online version, they wish they'd never done it. So,
Because they were trying to
They
talk,
were-
they called me and trying to talk me into doing
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I've heard that that is not a good idea. Talked to Darla about that in more detail, but, at the clerks conference this summer, a lot of them have issues with online.
what do you think, Mary, about cleaning it up like we just talked about? But there's a lot of dead space in there.
So, I'm not the QuickBooks expert, but listening to conversations that happen around me and having talked to the lady that did the QuickBooks, we actually did a QuickBooks training at our clerks conference this summer. So, sometimes I think it's easier if you're doing desktop. I think you can create another company and set it up right. And then instead of trying to go back and undo or redo things that were not done properly.
I just mixed up.
Yeah. So that's why I really want somebody to come in and look at what you have and figure out what's going on and then figure out what the best path is forward.
I think you're right about setting up a new company. You know, you don't have to fool anything but brand new, and it was coded, so they know there. And after you're finished, you can wipe that other out.
No, you don't wipe it out.
Yeah, well, you don't deal with it anymore, right?
Yeah,
You need to keep your
Yeah.
financial records.
Right, I mean,
Yeah,
you don't.
you close that fiscal year.
Yeah.
And you don't
Yeah.
manipulate that
I
data
mean, you
anymore.
just set it to the side,
Yeah,
and it won't wipe out anyway.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, so,
Believe me, that's a
anyway, what it is that we just, once we take out of that and build a new system, we don't have to go back in there again.
Right.
Yeah,
And we just set it to the side. I guess we could get in there and set it to the side or something, but,
Well, yeah, especially with the, because the audit that they're doing right now is not for the the fiscal year you're currently in, so you will still need that data and everything for your auditors to come in and audit
Yeah.
this company.
that could be there, that's always there.
Yeah.
Okay, just one other question, since you're talking about this, so this person that you, do you have someone that works with us directly about QuickBooks?
Yeah,
That we use?
it's a lady that, does, I'm just hoping I can find her. Yep, Kelly Dwyer, D-Y-E-R. And, yeah, she works for a number of communities. She actually does their bookkeeping for them. But, I asked her if she would come in and help you guys get straightened out because there've been, multiple clerks and
Right,
and everybody's done things differently and sometimes not well. So she said that she would be willing to come down, take a look at it, see what she can do.
especially the duplication of things, that's the confusing.
yeah, it's,
So, but don't do anything, Leslie, until we talk with Kelly Dwyer.
I'm not messing with nothing.
Okay?
I'm too afraid I'm gonna screw it up. I just do right now, I do now, leave it at the moment.
you can get the load, that's a fee
Okay.
itself, you know?
It takes 5 minutes sometimes to just get the companies to open up, it's just so bogged down.
Yeah,
And I think, setting up some custom reports that you guys can use to figure out where you are in your budget, what your revenues are, that kind of reporting, I think would be very good to have for the council going forward.
okay. So are our QuickBooks up now and running? How's that?
Well, they kicked me off that night when Kobe came down and it wouldn't let them download. It kept just saying, some error code. It just said, they needed to reboot. Finally, the internet took after, everything's kind of, I don't know what about them.
Different internet service here, it's
So-
so bad.
Or an external antenna to see if it
Oh.
works. I can try one. But, and it finally took.
Yeah.
And then, how's it been working?
I mean, it works like it normally does, taking 10 days to load, otherwise, I mean, I can brew a whole pot of coffee from start to finish before the page loads up, otherwise it runs fine once I can get into it.
Yeah, I haven't been in that in a long time. I'd like to go back in there with you just to see what it's about, okay? And then I still think we're gonna need Kelly's assistance.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to begin.
And I'm gonna be a little obsolete about some things too, because it's been so long, but I understand it. And, but I do understand a lot has to do with duplication, different codes, like Mary said. If they couldn't find where to put it, they just created another account.
Yeah, it was .1.
Yeah.
I can't think one of them had 0 in it and 10 lines. And nothing, that company
I
exists.
just like it was the code in the .1, .2, .6, like we're missing
Yeah,
a
missing,
whole 3 sections of information.
skips the numbers, not the numerical order or anything.
I think if we put a few extra eyes on it, we can figure something out.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
all right. Mary, anything else? Anybody else?
I just sent you and Leslie her card.
Okay. All right. Is this the same card I had before? It's like upside down.
Yeah,
How much?
you just have to carefully turn your phone.
Well, I do it in turn for me and then I'm home. I got it
Oh,
shut
no,
down.
there we go. Oh,
All right.
Dyer, that's why.
New business, we need to decide, check in on how to be more proficient in the clock in and clock out process to keep better track of the personnel and hours worked. With open time clock like that we currently have, using a tablet that works centralized clock in at City Hall and it takes a picture so nobody else can clock in for them. And that way, we don't have all this gap that's 52%. So we can actually get a decent number in controllable hours. So,
Mayor, are you talking about a new system or the system?
the same system, it's just they would have to come here.
Yeah.
They use it at
Up in Marion Cliff, we use open time clock also, but we have a tablet or iPad that's on the wall. We have to go in, put our information in, put where we're working in the, like, I put, it's Marion Cliff because they all do our
Right.
facilities. And before they will clock you in, it takes a picture.
That sounds great. And it's a central location where you have to clock.
Yeah, it has to be right here, not outside of here. Now you can change jobs once that's integrated,
Yeah.
but you cannot clock out unless you're at that
Good.
main.
So it just basically just
Keep
keeps
more better
track
track.
of just that whole day frame, not individually like I'm over here at this time, I'm over here at this time. So it's just an 8-hour.
No, but it
time
keeps
frame.
track. If they go on there,
They can go on their
just
phone
can't.
still and change
They
it.
don't have the access to clock out anymore. It just says switch jobs instead of.
Oh, so they can still do that?
Yeah.
So I went
It's
from
like
one
bus-
department over to the park?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
What's next?
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way,
It makes me feel like, so, like Charlie goes to lunch on occasion. I don't know if he's going to lunch because he, I mean, he can clock in and out, but I don't know that he's not around and off the clock. So if I try to get a hold of him, or Eric or whoever, to do something, I know they came in and clocked out for lunch.
And that's,
So that would be something we would picture if they came in and clocked out for that lunchtime.
yeah, that way it takes a picture and it's there. Nobody can do it for them. You can biometrics, code, or information, however you want to do it. I know Doc donated that one, but it's not, doesn't work with that system. And
It's like 50 years old now.
what?
Like 15 years
It's
old.
50 years old now.
Oh,
well, that's, yeah,
I mean, those tablets are cheap,
It's like
but I think you can get them for under, for
They are like $98,
and they're like that at Lowe's.
they're getting cheaper.
They're getting super cheap, yeah.
it's just gonna be an Android system and you download the app and then it's on there. It's a geofence, so it has to be here. So they can't manipulate. It'll take that, yeah, you can probably switch jobs, but it'll show, you can set it for overage and alert for an overage and then everything else from that.
Just microchip them.
So does it have where, if they can still do it on their phone, are we gonna have, or is it capable of setting a perimeter, like they cannot go outside, you know, I don't know, 10 miles or whatever?
I think there is, like, there's prohibited places on geofence. I never did it that large. I just did it like centralized locations. But I could try to look into that. I'm sure they do. I mean, geofence is expandable, but I can do it from city limit to city limit or whatever the board decides to do. If they do decide to go with this or not, it's fine. I'm just trying to get more of that gap compressed. Get more control over that, so we, if they're getting close, I can see it, she can see it, anybody can see it if they're over. Or I can also set it where it tells them they're not like on overtime, they forget to clock in and it rounds up, you know, all that stuff.
Like Sharon's phone is not compatible with open time clock, so she has to come in and tell me her hours, especially she can come in and clock in and clock out and keep that information online.
So, 'cause yeah, her phone won't link, it's just one of the,
Old.
yeah, it's just not,
Call for a question.
yes, sir.
Call for the questions. Now it's time to vote.
Yes.
Oh, I said you, I thought you said I have a question.
Well, there's too much discussion. We'll be discussing all night.
Yeah,
So you
Question
vote-
comes,
so
you
motion,
vote. You can vote it up or down,
Yeah,
either way.
so
Or
motion,
table it and put it.
call the question, so it's called.
I'd like to make a motion
You can't make one now.
that we look at the availability of different types of equipment.
It's around between 100 and 150 for one.
Excuse me. The question has been called. We can't discuss
Excuse
it.
me, I'm the chair and I'm
It
talking.
doesn't matter who you are, Mr. Mayor. the question has been called, it's time to vote it up or down or table it. We can come back at it. We can go and do.
Just don't ask me about hours.
I'm just telling you what you.
I'm just telling you, you called the point of question. I'm asking you, Melvin, how do we know how much it costs?
What's stopping you from trying? Well, we're discussing this and we need to vote.
I know we need to vote.
We're, tonight, the new businesses, we're voting, there is a need for the clock, we want to get one.
Yeah.
We need to find out how much it costs. And,
Are you changing it?
or do we have to approve it
Changing the
without?
motion.
without,
Then you're changing the motion, he called motion is to move on that and then revisit it another time.
Yeah, we can.
Call the question, so just vote to table at this time.
Yeah, we can table it and save all of this time.
So, motion made by
Brian.
Brian Helms, seconded by Alderman Freely.
Oh, you flipped that. Okay? He can't make a motion on my motion.
You called a question for a vote, he motioned.
He can't motion anything. We have to vote on it. We have to vote either up or down.
How you gonna vote? So yours is the primary motion?
Yeah, mine was the original motion.
Okay, I'm sorry, correction.
Yeah,
So you're making a motion to vote up or down?
Okay, somebody please explain to me what the heck is going on? What are we, what are we voting on? I mean,
Up or
I'm
down?
gonna learn something if I don't know the questions
Okay.
are answered.
Each point of information.
We kept just going round and round in a circle. I called for the question to stop going round and round in a circle and vote it up or down if we want it. If we're gonna say yes or we're gonna say no.
To get the system.
Yeah?
Okay, but my thing is, why would I say yes or no? Because if I don't know if this is the right thing.
We can table it.
Okay, that's what I wanted to find out. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we use the question to stop this, you know, it's like a stalling technique. Stop that.
So when it comes back, we redo it and we
We're
table
clear.
it.
We'll be clear on what we need to do. We take it off the table, vote on it, up or down.
But am I gonna be hindered to ask questions again though? Any questions I might have about it?
You would have had time to research your question. To find out if there are any systems.
Okay.
That's why we do it.
Okay.
That's all.
I want to be able to break in and just ask one question, Joe. I know we're in the middle of going up or down, but what I think I'm hearing is, we want to do this, we got to vote whether or not we want to do it or not. But the question was, how much does it cost before we vote up or down? Because it was,
No,
Every time in play, you can't.
He cut in, he called that before that, so the point is just put the table, vote to table it and bring it back up after
Would
research.
you like me to
Okay.
explain this?
Yes, if you would.
Yeah.
Because I just said.
I need to bang my head against the wall.
Yeah,
So calling the question under Robert's Rules of Order is a formal motion, officially called the previous question, used to immediately stop debate and hold a vote on the current topic. It does require a second. So once if there is a motion and a second, you end debate. The motion to end debate cannot be discussed or debated. So then you call for a vote on ending the discussion. What that does is it takes a 2/3 vote, debate stops immediately, and the group proceeds to vote on the main pending motion. If it fails, under 2/3 approval, discussion on the original topic continues.
Melvin was right.
it was. Point of,
He's an important guy.
We just all want to move forward together.
So,
We just want to-
so are you tabling this? Oh, was it-
no, you,
I don't know, Tom.
he made the motion to
up or down vote?
up or down, and we'll just call it research, okay? Is that fine, Mr. Felix?
Right.
Can we just call it a motion, a point of information, to call a vote for point of that
We're
information?
going to information. You either vote it up or you vote it down.
You vote to end debate.
Right.
You're voting in debate, that's what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
that's,
well,
Are you, okay, so we're voting in debate.
I second that vote, no?
Motion made, second, all in favor. Motion made, second, all in favor, going once.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, I forgot Doc was still there.
God.
So now you vote on the issue.
Yeah.
Which is, do you want to proceed with obtaining this?
Yeah, that's what I got.
So that's the motion that you vote on now.
Yeah, so could we vote on looking into the equipment package or what it's gonna cost us? Is that what you're saying? Or
Or,
equipment we use?
or the motion could be that you table it pending information on cost.
And he was right, that expands it, so now you can make a motion. Somebody can make a motion to take it or table it.
I move that it be tabled until such time as we can.
All right, second it.
I second.
Well, that's the third. Who did what? Who did who? All right, that, okay, motion made, second, all in favor. Any opposed?
I heard one out.
Doc, I haven't got nothing from you.
Aye.
Okay.
Two ayes, it's not 2/3.
It
Aye.
doesn't need 2/3.
Ryan, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna have to excuse myself.
You're fine.
I'm not feeling well, and I wanna go home and take my medicine.
Okay,
I
all
hate to
right,
leave an open meeting like this, but I gotta go,
that'll be fine.
all right?
Okay,
Thank you very much.
all right. Brian, left you at 8 o'clock. One, two, three.
I have Foreman off, he's.
Oh. I know. All right, moving
Barely
on.
have one.
Purchase of the 10 terabyte or larger external hard drive in order to better maintain and keep records in office and mainstream future audits, and to keep better records for future city workers and officials. Basically, it's an expandable hard drive and backup for the city.
It's backup for all files, so when we have another audit, we're not digging and trying to find everything that should be easily accessible. And it helps free up space on the computer to keep it from running so slow and bogged down so bad.
Would it-
Well, you're gonna be searching regardless of whether you have a portable hard drive, or an external hard drive or one.
Yes and no.
You know what?
If you file it correctly, you won't be looking so hard.
You know what the current, data requirement is for storage?
Well, the QuickBooks on the same platform, or was it, one separate? Which one are you talking about? Is it, I'm counting QuickBooks and all programs, including
Yeah,
the,
so what's being used right now? 10 terabytes seems kinda high.
were
We
you,
also have to keep everything, some things you can never destroy, other things you have to keep for a minimum of, 5 years?
5 years?
You have to keep all of this stuff for
Yeah, you
years.
still haven't answered the question.
We have a terabyte right now, and then an external or internal add-on, I think, for that one. What's the laptop?
I have no idea.
I think there's 2 or 3 terabytes, it's already maxed.
You probably don't need a 10, probably like a 3 or a 5, because you gotta figure in a couple of years, they're gonna change how they store data anyway. It's always being upgraded. So you don't have to dump a bunch of money in something that's like 3 to 4 times more than what you need, because they'll probably have like a quantum computer or something in 2 years, so. So I would get a little bit more than what you need, and then that's my consideration and thing, and then, in 2 years, you dump that stuff into another system or whatever, or get 2 3s or something, and so you have 2 backups in case one gets burned or fried or something. Just saying.
So it's on the board for a motion, 1, 2, 3, go.
Well, Well, the 10 was $500 or something, wasn't it?
350, I think, is the most expensive.
If you look at that, I know you got digital format. Sorry about that, but on there's the formatting of, there's an 8 terabyte,
Yeah, 8 terabyte was not.
376. You said 3 to 4, 4 would be 280. That's some change. 5 terabyte,
There's an 800 for 279, or an 8 terabyte for 279.
yeah, 8 terabyte for 279.
The 5 is cheaper than the 4.
I know. I don't understand that.
It slashed the price, that's why.
Oh, is it
Is it bad?
flash or is it refurbished? That's my worry, I don't,
Refurbished, we did not have a very good outcome on.
I won't ever buy refurbished because they tend to fail.
I'm not being mean because we did get a refurbished tablet and it never crashed. 305 for a, well, that's 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah. Mary, what do you think
Well,
you recommend?
The thing on the refurbished or not, you don't know that until you ask. You're just making stuff up right now.
No, I'm not. 'Cause I got a tablet and I used it for a wand and it failed, and then the other refurbished.
No, I'm saying the one that you have priced for 5 terabytes for $217, you don't know if that one's refurbished or not
Well,
until
that's
you
what I
ask.
said, is it refurbished?
I don't know. Does it say?
And then up
I
above,
don't know.
what's going on with that? Because it says capacity, oh, I guess you have it circled 8 terabytes, okay.
Yeah, 8 terabytes. Would it?
Like above all the little icons, it says 1, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It says capacity 8, but that one's highlighted more for 376, but.
That's weird how they're different.
Oh, it's good, I don't know why the prices are different, but that's just how, you know.
So would a 5 terabyte do it?
You don't know, I mean, you have to have a computer with, say, you're using this much storage, and you'll need this much, you know, like, I'm making up, a reason for this, you're making up a reason, you know, everybody has their own concern, and no one has the technical knowledge to say, no, look, you're only using 1 or 2, so you don't need a 10 or an 8, get a 3, you know, and in 2 years, you're gonna wanna, you know, the thing will probably degrade some anyway, and you'll wanna get another one.
Yeah.
The buy 10 times more than what you need, because it's gonna last longer thing, it's probably not gonna apply with this type of technology.
And, yeah, with the new USB 3s and 4s and everything coming out.
I mean, I can take you into my studio right now and show you all kinds of storage devices that are extinct.
Oh,
That were the hard drive that you're supposed to have for the time, and they got smaller and smaller, and
yeah.
it's gonna continually happen.
I got the same one too, like that. And it don't work, you know. It works, but that was the thing.
So maybe, you know, Mary, if there's that computer whiz that you have that comes in that's gonna consult us on the Quicken, you know, if you would have her do an assessment and say, look, this is how much data you're using, and this much at reserve will cover you, and then we can just make a decision and go off of that.
I'll send an email to Valerie and Darla and see if they have recommendation.
Yeah,
And Mike Bertzinger is our IT guy at work, I can ask him also.
yeah, I mean, the argument is, well, if 10's good, get 100 terabytes, because it's an infinite amount of data, but, you know, but in 2 years, you know, a mouse can urinate on it or something, and things that,
Or we're just
probably getting better off getting 2 backups, you know, like a smaller, something above what you need with a little surplus, and then have 2 backups stored in different places.
That's recommended anyway.
Yeah, that's already, yeah. Okay, so you guys make the decision on tabling that or what you want to do, so.
I make a motion to table it, so we find out more information, how much data we need, or storage we need.
Motion made to table, information, and seconded by Alderman Felix.
And then I would, or third it or whatever, but I would also, you know, instead of waiting a whole month to decide this, once we have the information, if we had some way to just say, okay, that's the answer, we can proceed and order this $200 piece of equipment. So it's gonna be under $500 probably, so it should be a decision that can be made quickly by the mayor and a couple aldermen.
Yeah.
Or, and that's correct.
But you can make the motion to allow the purchase up to whatever amount you want.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Based on
that's true, too.
recommendations.
Yeah. So we can make a motion. I can make a motion on that one, or they can. They can make, yeah, you guys can make that motion on how much the limit to spend on it, based on the findings.
I would make a motion to allow for, let's say, $450 to be budgeted for this, and hope be budgeted for this, and that we can proceed with the decision once we have a reasonable estimate of what data, how much data storage we need.
Is that including researching, like consulting? The 450?
We
I
will
mean,
charge
like,
you.
consultants.
Well, I didn't know. I was just making
I
sure.
don't know either.
I want it on record
It's
to
kinda-
make sure. They don't charge. The Third World Water don't charge.
All right, then that's not an issue then.
So are we gonna decide 400 or 450?
I would say 450, so you have enough for 2 units.
So there's a motion for 450 by Doc. Does anybody want a second now?
I'll second that.
Motion made and second, all in favor?
Was that an amendment?
Huh?
Was that an amendment? Was that amendment adopted?
Doc made a motion.
He made the original.
Yeah, he made the original motion to set the amount. Now,
That's what I was asking.
and then the second was,
Yeah, he got the stuff.
so all in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Waterworks rate schedule review in accordance with ordinance 1015.
Can we take a break? We've been at this for over 2 hours and a half. My bladder is now,
I'll just set up.
oh my goodness.
Okay, fine, I'll just
I think y'all need to
You have to make a motion to take a short recess unless, whatever you guys.
I make a motion to take a short recess so that people can relieve themselves.
That's second.
Motion made second.
Consideration of personal meetings.
Yeah. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? I don't think so. Motion carries. We'll reconvene in 5 minutes, right, Doc?
Yeah.
Right. We're back in session. Okay. Yeah, no, it's going to be great. Waterworks rate schedule review in accordance to ordinance 1015. In your package, you'll see that. It was brought to my attention too.
What about the attention, man?
That the billing from previous, when we change over from the old system to the new system, some people were getting water at, how should I put this? Free. So, we created a water work schedule ordinance August 21st and 2025. We already did that. So, with these yard meters, a lot of them, that's not only it, there's some houses that just have water only, not sewer, because they're like split between the county. So we need to figure something out with this, because it does repeal 981 if you read it. On section 3 of 1015. So that would, I would think, Mary, if you could help me with that, I think that would, in my understanding, that would repeal 981.
Exactly.
So at that base rate that USDA schedules for us, are these separate meters with pressure on our side, are they considered active meters and should be charged as such?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much where our deficit is, right? I guess the residents are compensating for the loss on the other side, on those accounts. There's like how many? So 15, I'm sorry. 15 accounts that weren't tier billed right. When Valerie came in and that clerk previous man set that up, those were never billed, but a base rate of $13 and then.
I don't know what that was, I didn't do that.
No, I wouldn't either. I'm just saying that's what I found on subs.
Yeah,
So their bills were just flat rate, so they can use 86,000 gallons and just pay 1312 or 1621, I'm sorry.
so you pay more than that for the water because you buy water,
Yes.
so you can't.
So, based on your expert opinion and training and knowledge and experience with this, with other towns that have secondary meters that are residential, are they billed the same?
Yeah, they don't get a special rate, they just don't get charged sewer for that
Okay.
meter. That's the purpose of a yard meter or an irrigation meter, is that you don't pay sewer fees. So,
Yeah.
but you do still have to pay the meter charge and the per gallon or per 1,000 gallon rate for the water.
Okay. If you look at 981, the previous administration had it where originally they had it set up like 1015, which then they repealed it and went to 981. So, because when we looked into it, we lost $18,000.
I don't remember the exact amount, I just know it was a 96% loss.
96.2% loss.
But you can't go back and backfill it.
No.
No, I'm not saying, yeah, I'm just letting you know as a
Future
general.
records.
Going forward from that administrative oversight, obviously, do we bill it at the minimum of $36.40 for those?
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
That's what your ordinance says.
I know.
Bill according to the 10 to 15.
So do we don't need to make up a new ordinance? Okay.
So does this one, with this, the 10, 15, that includes yard meters?
Every
and-
year.
Okay.
Was that because of the USDA rules and that contract 981, by changing and segregating these two from each other, that's not legal? Is it legal, or is there any legality wise with it? I mean,
So, the
I'm just
council,
asking before I
whatever
get sued.
advice, I would give them, but at the time, that's what they did. They passed the ordinance and they billed people at that rate.
Yeah,
But when we did this back in 2025, it canceled all the previous rate ordinances, including 981. So
Yeah,
I just didn't know 981 existed at that time.
yeah. So do you think 981 is a viable solution to anything if you read, I mean, because they're not paying for sewer, they're paying per gallon, but they haven't been, most of these been just paying a base fee, and it's been,
1311 a month.
there's one, I think, Brian's account, I know, but is accurate. Been billed, other than the base fee, but other than gallons, it's been billed. But the rest of them is just one fee, no matter what you use.
But that's immaterial. This is what you need to do now.
That's what I'm saying, I just wanted to clarify that before it gets ballistic around here, because,
So 981 is void.
Right. So what you might do on the accounts that this is pertinent to, the 13 to 15 meters,
yeah,
I think I would pull their bills and not do a postcard bill. I would send a copy of this ordinance and a letter stating that this is what your bills will be for the water-only meter at your address. So that they, yeah, and just put it in a regular envelope and mail them that.
Okay, I can do that.
yeah. So that would be making why our water surplus is lower than normally. It's pretty much, the other meters are compensating for the loss of the other ones, right? Is that how it's working, they're balancing out?
No, so
And
I'm not sure exactly. So if I remember correctly, I don't think you guys are still in the black as far as revenues go. I was looking at the treasurer's report tonight, and I think that you all had projected that you would make $180,000 in water revenue this year. And so after 10 months, I think you're at 118. But I'm not sure if that's expenses or revenues. So, because the water fund, so original budget 181, 400, budget used. So this is maybe expenses, but there's no place on your financial statement to know how much money you have collected year to date. So I'll work with Leslie and see if we can figure out some of that stuff, because you need to know that to do your budget.
yeah, that's a big thing on that. That's why I just wanted to make sure, because when I seen that, just based on that usage, that, it makes sense when I compared the reports from the meter off the county.
That's
reading.
what you need to do, is compare gallons they are billing you versus gallons you bill the customers that you serve. And I don't think that has been done because of
No,
this.
she just, I got it somewhere, but she did, broke down, and I compared those numbers with what we've been claiming as loss. We thought it was lost, which it is a loss. So that, I think there's probably 15 to 20% maybe margin there. There was some broken lines, but pretty much it's spot on when you add all that together,
Okay.
plus or minus. So I mean, I just wanted to check with you.
Total financial cost 18,439.
And what was paid in to us as receivables,
$703.
and we paid how much?
18,439.
So there's, how many gallons was that based on?
I'm not sure because
1.1 million.
I think that the beginning readings on some of the meters are not accurate.
They're not.
And so it's really hard to know how many
This
gallons.
is kind of a guess
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
on the
gonna
numbers I do have.
yeah.
I'm gonna get into that too. So did you figure out the difference percentage wise on those Neptunes? I did. Okay. So Neptune came down also, since you brought that up about the non-accurate meters. I'm gonna get to the point. Neptune can install 4 all-around points of the city. Different ones cellular, see it cellular, this is a demo. And compared to previous month to this month, 3 out of the 4 are 7–10% off.
The old meters were lower than the new meters.
Yes. So, our current meters in the ground are, they're benefiting everybody, but they're not actually reading correctly, but they're obsolete. So, I just wanted to see at the basis and see what the cellular would be like, because it was a demo on, you know, on Neptune, it does 1/10 of a gallon. So, it was nice seeing, and like one had a quick loss, like used a lot of water and it alerted you. It was pretty neat, but the whole spectrum of it. But I just wanted to see what, if our meters were accurate, and
How long have they been in the ground?
1 month.
No, the old
I mean,
meters.
the old meters, 2009, 15 years.
What kind of meters are they? Do they have the wobble disc inside of them, do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the mutating disc with the magnet, and a lot of times they don't. And I can't find any parts to rebuild them. I try. I mean, I rebuild what I can, but
Yeah, you're not gonna get the accuracy back.
yeah.
And any place that the meter freezes, usually what happens is that magnet breaks off or partially breaks off, and it'll catch, some of the terms, but not all of them. So anytime you got freezing, that's an issue too.
Yeah. So I was just curious, and Frankie called Neptune.
What's the measuring mechanism in the new ones?
Ultrasonic.
They are awesome.
Ultrasonic, and they're base cellular, and they all work. They had a couple hit and miss, but they still registered, but they're to 1/10 of a gallon. So, and these were brand new, they stuck in the ground. And I couldn't believe the difference in usage. Only one was accurate compared to the other 3. I mean, the gas station was up, wasn't it?
What size meter is the gas station? Is it just a regular?
Regular,
5/8?
yeah, 5/8 by 3/4. So, and then
That's surprising. Do the gas station have ice machines, or do they buy all their ice?
they buy their ice and dump it in there.
Okay.
That's what I'm pretty sure they still do that, so,
Ice machines use a lot of water.
yeah. So that's probably why he buys in bulk. And they go bags in it, so. But I just wanted to make sure this ordinance, and any aldermen have any questions about it. And then I wanted to make it aware about the meters difference too. So.
I don't think that's anything already a thing.
Okay.
I like it in there.
Okay. So, yeah. It was an error on our part. Yes, Doc, are you there?
I'm just coughing.
Okay. Bless you.
That's coughing.
Forget you, Freeland.
All right, moving on. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to bring before the board? Before we adjourn and go into closed session real quick. Nothing? All right. I thought you said
Why
that.
do we have all these reports if we're not on a report?
Oh, I don't have that page, sorry.
I don't know where I all went.
Sorry, I don't have that in my, I
We
forgot.
stop at 10:15 and then,
There you go.
we had a whole lot of.
Lost all my stuff there. The only 2 papers.
All right, moving on to departmental reports. All right, on emergency management, Joker's still working, FEMA is working on that. Also, I talked to Michael, and there's some other grants he's sending me. I'm wants a grant, correct me on that.
Grant,
So, yes, grant. So, other than that, I've been watching just different things.
did he say how much?
I believe about $5,000. They held back that one.
3750 is actively what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, there's,
I don't know about the others.
yes, the other ones, the 3750 is on one of them, but they held back, so. Other than that, I don't have anything really. So. Police department, Doc,
Non-existent right now.
all right. Weeds are too tall, good to go, right? Alright. Administration department, Alderman Helms is, left early from illness. Alderman Felix, do you have anything to report on admin?
Now, I'll let, Brian do his job,
Okay, Brian,
because he should have been helping all his time to help Leslie give snapshot, and he hasn't. And we need that snapshot. Now, when Leslie, has he shown up? I hate that he left, because I was gonna tell him.
is he sick? I don't know.
I don't know.
He just left. Okay. I didn't know he said he didn't take a nap, so. All
He
right.
had some, he told me last week that he had some dental problems and had, I don't know, root canal or something like that, so
All right.
that's probably what was going on with that.
Okay. Well, I agree that Brian needs to be more active with admin. He agreed to come down, I guess. Isn't that right? He agreed to come down.
Yeah, he said he was gonna come.
So we're gonna hold him to that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, street department, Doc?
The streets look beautiful where they've been done. I mean, really, it's been, great around 4th Street, around the corner. And I saw when I was leaving town, they were working up the road up towards the church, I guess. And we had a call from a resident on 8th Street, regarding 8th Street and what, when it was gonna be done, et cetera. So I explained that, that you had a sequence of streets that you were doing with jokers, and that they would, that I remembered that you had mentioned that that was on their list of things to do. And then this thing where Ronnie Garnett mentioned about the trees. He said cedar, but I think he meant sycamore. And I was trying to get, that's between my property and Ristler's. And I was trying to understand what he said. And then after thinking about it a bit, he was right. There was a large walnut tree limb that fell that night that we had the big storm. And she couldn't get out of her driveway, so I went over and Eric cut some limbs up and I cut some limbs up and we shoved it all out of the way so she can get in and out for like crisis management. So if the guys have time to snatch those limbs up and put them on a trailer and take them down to get burned, that would be great.
And where was that at again?
Sycamore and 4th. Right in front of Brenda Ristler's house.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
Well, it's my
minor issue, but on Third and Sycamore, when they detour, when jokers detour traffic through there, then, like right away, the road started to tear up on that corner. And we've had a chat about that, and Todd, I guess, was gonna look at it to see if something could be done about that yet.
Yeah, we already, yesterday, we went around and even up there by you what your concerns were with that curve. So he's gonna look in and see what he can do about that. And also the other Third Sycamore issue.
Yeah, and over, on, I guess that's 7th Street, that one tree roots that that needed to be cut out or something with those pine trees, that may need further attention once they're up there working on it.
Yeah.
Maybe Frankie and the guys couldn't get that cut out and cut that lateral branch, that's going under the road. And while they're up there, there may be an opportunity to address that. With since they got asphalt up there too, and it probably doesn't require that much to patch those two. I don't know if it's one spot or two spots.
It's two, it's like 10 by 20, and then another little spot. It's minimal, it's cut out. And
Yeah, it's also that location, if they're gonna be, that I don't know about, because if they're gonna be building houses up there, then that means they're gonna be hauling heavy equipment in and out of there to, to accomplish that stuff. And we're probably gonna have to take a look at how to manage that so stuff doesn't get damaged more. Or like maybe some of it can be delayed until the subdivision's put up, because the streets will get torn up by bulldozers and stuff going in and out of there.
yeah,
And then when it's done, and you got new houses up, then you can kind of repave the road so it looks, kind of posh.
yeah, Todd and Steve and me were talking about that, and then leaving some gaps in those areas. So when they got done, Steve could take on, when he builds his roads, finish those gaps instead of us. Does that make sense? Once he selects somebody to wedge cut, like you're saying, leave that areas where they don't get tore up.
That's just my thoughts. I don't know that that needs to be done. It's just a lot, that's a potential problem spot, I think.
It is.
So would we have to wait about the whole 7th Street there down to 61? Because you don't want to, I don't know if there's anything up there, fix the arm.
No, they're not, I think they're gonna patch a few spots or do what they call wedge repair that binds it. It's like a heart, but there's that valve down there, but that's all MoDOT. And MoDOT hit that, and everybody else, that one valve is really bent on that one side. So I'll call Brad and see if he can feather that out, because that's a steep hill. There's gotta be a way to, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm going from 61 up, way up 7th Street.
Yeah.
If they're going to be putting those big trucks through there, if there's anything from, was it Sycamore down to 61, Sycamore, right? Yeah, it was Sycamore. No, 7th Street down to, I'm sorry, 7th Street there, that intersection of 7th Street, Sycamore, and anything from 7th Street down to 61, if there's anything that needs to be patched, we probably need to hold off on that until after they start building.
I can tell that, yeah, but we weren't planning on this, of that, and just like at the top of Cedar here, even though it is kind of, it's buckling and everything's popping up because of that, we don't know how the subdivision would go in, and that's why it's feathered in it right by the fire hydrant, and that's it. And the rest, it's just damage control, holding what we can back for the time being, so we don't lose the whole road and have to do a full tear out. And that will hold right there until he gets done with every rebuilding. They would have to come up probably Hoffman or something, I would imagine. They can't come up 7th unless they have a special local way, but I mean, that's, I don't know what it is. Bobby knows, they find it from, Bobby's had equipment there, so I don't know. But yeah, everything on that side, they stopped up there, they're not going further than that because that's subdivision and what he wants to do.
When I seen it over there behind the antique mall, over by that road going to Frid's house, they tore part, not tore, I guess they cut part of that street out there from side to side.
We're at that, and that's,
Yeah, right.
yeah, for 6th Street Hill, because it's totally falling apart. We patched and patched and patched, and it's just falling out. And so they just cut that wedge out, and they're going that way and call a Skimco like that, the BP1, it's a hardtack
So
binder.
are they gonna fill that in then?
Yeah. Tomorrow is actually, they're doing it.
Okay.
It's just a BP1 hard pack, they kind of bind that instead of chip and seal. What it does is hold it so we can actually do a 4-inch overlay. You know, where like 8th Street's getting overhauled, where the bad spot all the way down is. And like Doc said, there's spots here and there, and they've been hitting some extra spots, you know, because it's like been leveling out. So, I mean, if there's any concerns with that, I know there'll be 6 tomorrow, and they'll let me know after that. It's just not whole 6, it's just kind of like by Eric and Ned's house and forward where the hill goes, because that hill and by Margaret's and Dorwayne's old house is all popped up. And Eric put some coal patch and it's already gone. It's kicked up. I don't know why it don't take, but everything's just popping, so. But I see your point. They're not doing the whole thing, if that's what you're worried about around that square.
Yeah.
They're not doing all that. The root remediation, is that what you're talking about, Doc? Cut them roots out, that's a 10 by 20 spot, that's all it is.
Yeah,
It's like,
Alright.
alright, so.
but don't have to dig it up and cut the roots and then dig the root up that's under the road so it'll drop down, because otherwise it's gonna rot and, you know, stay elevated.
Okay. Alright, anything else, Doc?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Alright, water and wastewater department, Aldermen, Felix.
As you notice, you were with Eric and I, we have some major safety issues. Electrical, chemical, and the biggest thing you notice, I don't know, I noticed that this electrical thing is a major fix. And I put on my sheet, will a statement be made about the city not having the money to mitigate safety issues? We have to mitigate safety issues. We can't have a person electrocuted on our property or have a person that's coming to the city hall to pay their bills, big by a snake. Because if we wouldn't have put those covers right there on those doors, 3 copperheads have been killed on our property. And nobody's done a doggone thing. See, we can't live like that. We just can't. And if we got out to the public that copperheads were living up in these pipes and up in this attic, and we got
Around City Hall?
The back where the old well is.
right there on both sides. We closed the hole off. It was a gaping hole like this. I had Eric go and get a piece of metal and put it in front of it, because we had said we was gonna purchase a door. We need a new door there. And we need a new lock set at the water plant. People just go in and out of that outer door anytime they want. That frightens me, because as an old military man, you gotta have control. You gotta lock stuff down, because people will find out stuff is open. They'll go in there and do crazy things. So I was saying we need to fix some of these safety issues here. Are we going to be fought on this? Because we need to put the money in to get those doors. 2 doors, one down at the plant and one here. Because the windows broke out, there's a big old hole, like that. We'll just take this right on down and I didn't tell you about what I didn't want you to know. That's when I was keeping you awake, and I was keeping the folks working on the east side of you, trying to mitigate some of this stuff. In our dump truck. What would be fought on this, getting this dump truck repaired? We gonna need this dump truck come winter.
Yeah.
We gonna need it.
Yeah.
And that's talking about hydraulics. But as you saw, Mr. Mayor, that electrical stuff,
That's, yeah,
I gotta call her tomorrow. You want me to call her, I'm going to follow through, because
yeah.
the mayor of Perryville called Citizens Electric, and she referred him to another number. We gotta get somebody out here for it, because we don't have any control of the power source, right?
No, it's piggybacked into a box there from the old 3-phase water filtration system, so it's in a switch box. An old throw switch box.
We've been really trying to mitigate some of this stuff. We're gonna need everybody's help on supporting us. I can just see it coming. We got rid of 29 truckloads of sludge. We're dealing with all that Clorox that spilled 2 weeks ago. Because it's sitting in their garage so long, so the boxes and the pallets just rotted away. And what else? And we spread gravel in there to try to help the yard so we don't get stuck when we're running out of equipment. I really need your support, because I want to put in work orders to get some of this done before something bad happens.
So have you priced doors or anything like that?
We have, that south door's gotta be like an emergency door with a push thing. And it's gotta be fire rated because of that electrical glass, that, I guess you call it glass cabinet for the controls of the whole wastewater plant. The north face door, I guess west face door, or east face door.
East face.
Sorry, I'm sorry, east face door. Can just be rekeyed. I can rekey it. This one over here, I need to get a full measurement of the sash because it is right away and bad.
Can you get the measurements for
Yes.
him, Eric?
Yes.
So we can do that?
And if the framing's rotted out, just give me inside jam, outside jam and all that, and I can go from there.
We took the whole team up on the second floor of the old water plant. What, three boards?
Two sheets of board had to be put up.
Yeah. To close that off.
Yeah. And that old fire.
Birds and everything. Anything they want to come in there can go in there and hang out.
There's a fire there and burnt through the wall and
But
everything.
nobody did anything to straighten it out.
At the old water plant?
Yeah, the right
Right
over
there.
here. where the caustic soda tank is, right behind me.
Took the whole team over there to get it done. We banged it done in less than 2 hours.
So, what do we do with the caustic soda, Mary? Is there a way to break that down?
So you have caustic soda stored over there that's still,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, no,
Go
I
ahead.
just thought about it,
No,
like,
I'm glad you
big
did.
balls, because nobody knows around here, like, I've made phone calls.
I would call one of the water circuit riders. Probably Dustin Goodwin, and talk to him. I'm sure there's a way to neutralize it, but you don't want to create a heat issue or an explosive issue. So there's, I'm sure, a safer way to do that.
Because the old way, they had to be processed with another acid and another thing, and it broke down with water and
Right, exactly.
but then it's highly volatile at certain points, temperatures, and there's a lot. And I touched a bag of that and ate my fingers. Like, I didn't know what it was, I thought it was mine, and that was broke. It's not.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd call Dustin and
All right,
talk to
I'll
him and see if he's from the area.
I'll call Dustin and see what he thinks. Because, now, do we need to keep electric on to this old well that's not hooked up and there's never been temp control into it?
Is it listed as an emergency supply?
No.
Then no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Ask Dustin that too.
I'll ask Dustin that too, because we're paying electric. to-
Yeah, you're gonna pay a meter fee whether there's usage or not.
Yeah, and it's been capped and plugged as well, 3, 1 and 2 have already been plugged, so, and there was no use. They spent a bunch of money, but never, so, I'll ask Dustin that. I didn't mean to interject, no, I'm sorry.
No, but you need an electrician coming tomorrow?
Next Friday.
Next
Is
Friday.
it next Friday?
Next Friday, 8 a.m.
Because every electrical issue we had, we put him on it to give us an estimate, but he can't give us an estimate until he get that main, what do y'all call it?
There's a 3-phase main coming into the junction box, and they split it down to a single phase and ran it over here to the 200 amp service, and everything's piggybacked in here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when they got rid of this water treatment, yeah. I guess in lieu of cleaning and disposing it, they let them take the wires, so it's stripped.
Well, all of the ones.
They ripped everything out, and so there's nothing but a hot relay phase system in there. Yeah, and that's the only thing that shuts it off, and that's not even, I haven't seen a box like this since the 80s.
Will the electrician come?
Brian is up at the convenience store. He's a certified electrician. And then I'm talking to some other electricians over at the school. I found your bins. They put those pipes on. You said Sheldon,
Yes.
Perry County School has a whole bunch of them sitting out. They're ready to go somewhere. So I'm gonna talk with the maintenance manager tomorrow. And we get our pipes and stuff. And then what you said you wanted.
Yeah, so they don't get brittle, but, you know.
That electrical thing's not gonna be cheap.
No.
It's not gonna be cheap and by us not acting
And
all these years.
I pointed it out to MoPerm. Now, some of that FEMA reimbursement money was for that box, but they didn't count that because it's straight through and through. Even though it's a switch, it's not standard code policy.
Right.
So it doesn't even meet building requirements, so.
We're very fortunate. We are very fortunate nobody has gotten hurt.
Now, I got a brand new 200 amp service, actually commercial one, if we need it, because that box
I'd like to see what he's gonna tell us, what it's gonna cost us. I think it's, we can't close our eyes and ears to
No.
electrical. We gotta do something.
It's just, in the plant, Michael's working on the big box, trying to find a company that specializes in that, because that's a mess too.
The one down the wastewater. plant.
Yeah, it keeps kicking out and this and that, it's just, so,
Is that the one that open the door and stuff?
yeah, you gotta open it, it has to,
Brian said they didn't take care of it.
no,
Did he tell us it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal, but it had to be corrected?
Yeah. He said it wasn't that big of a deal in there. He said, once you open up the box, depending on how they got stuff wired.
I opened that box with Michael and his engineer, his electrical engineer. And you got generator backup wires that go in there, in the
Right.
switch box.
All kinds of wires.
I mean, it's not just simple. I mean, looking at it and saying it's simple, but when you have Parkland Engineering, electrical engineer, that wants to just run a separate box just for the plant to run because it's too much of a risk
Yeah.
to kill everything.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Brian's smarter than him.
No, I think you're right. You have a backup to make sure.
We have to, what that generator required. I mean, because it has wire, it has secondary wires on the switch box and as it kicks in, you know.
But I just think we have drug our feet so long, and now we're in a pickle.
You know, any town needs 55 gallons of muriatic acid.
Potential, I mean, ask Dustin.
Okay. I didn't know if you ran around and met.
We used to use, when I worked at the water plant, we used muriatic acid to clean the line sinking machines all the time.
Yeah.
That we would pour muriatic acid right on the machines and then hose it off.
Good.
I've been in some dicey situations.
Well, we got 55 gallons and I've worked on a plant, might melt it and then fall apart.
Yeah, they will.
Anything else, Mel? I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I'm not sorry. That was at the bottom of my list.
Was it?
Yeah. Pretty sure there was. One of those.
Well, the cost of soda came across my mind, and, oh yeah. All right, parking cemetery.
Not too much about the park.
Yeah.
Cemetery, you have a couple questions about. Have we ever gotten the big limb removed that we took a couple bids on?
No, yeah,
No.
it broke some more here and there, and Sharon's cut it up, but it's still, the whole tree's going up. And Jim was supposed to, like you requested, submit another bid, and he hasn't yet, so I haven't got anything from
Thankfully,
him. We need to,
on fire,
yeah, I know.
you there?
And then I got with Jeff Brissette, Big Jeff Brissette. He said we could take and cut the fence right there if we had to let it fall over there and cut it up as long as we cleaned it up so it didn't fall this way and hit tombstones so they could drop it that way in this field. So we would just have to reconnect the fence with them, which won't be hard to do.
Is there anything on the other side of the fence, just the field?
Just this field, yeah, just this field.
What's his name?
See, Jeff Brissette and Trish.
Oh,
You know Jeff and Trish. That's the only thing I can think of viable at the top, actually let that thing go.
well, that would save us some money. I know we need labor for us, the city, to do it that way.
Jeff said if it's woody to you, but as long as we put it on the side, it'll be good and split it. So it's being reused instead of just burned, you know what I mean? I mean, it's being burned, but that way, it will be labor on us, but at least we won't be paying. I don't know, I mean, it's up to you how you want to do this. I can call and ask somebody to drop it, and then us cut it up, or them cut it up, or whatever you want me to do.
Let's you and I go up there and look.
Yeah, because I mean, it keeps breaking off in certain spots. It hit one tombstone, it's not too bad. I was able to clean it up.
That was storm, first part of August, and you sent me pictures of those little pieces that fall.
No, it was more of that tree there and another tree, and
And were any of those tombstones that are damaged from them? Or
that
no?
one was a chip, but not enough down to the lettering. It was one of the rough chip top ones,
Okay.
you know, the porous. But if that whole tree goes, we're talking mess. So,
Well, I'm gonna get with you then, we need to go through and do that and then make a decision.
because this, it's a hefty tree, I mean, 4.5 feet in diameter in the bottom. It's a monster.
I know they wanted to, last time we talked about it, they wanted mega bucks to have a tree drop, but
Yeah,
it was just a limb that was the big issue.
and then getting in there is the other thing, trying to get up in there, but not disturbing anybody,
Right.
grave site, so.
All right, so we'll make it up.
Yeah, we'll go up there, because when I talked to Jeff, he's fine with it over there, as long as we clean it up and Trish can get home and he can get it out. Which the field's right there, so not a big deal there. It's a safety issue of it's so dead, I wouldn't want to even climb it or rope it because it's gonna snap. I don't, it's ate up by those carpenter ants so bad. And I don't know, like you said, everybody wants big bugs. It is a big tree, but I mean,
Right.
it's just,
But that's a safety thing.
yeah, and I mean, I've been mowing up there when the wind blowing almost, and I passed mowing it, and then a limb fall, you know, I'm like, what the, it's scary at times, so.
All right, well, I'll get with you.
Okay, we'll get that done, so, anything else on there? I didn't see any other damage or anything,
Okay.
so. Sharon cleaned up a lot of that, and, some of the vandalism she took care of, and God, I think, I can't think of her name. She helped with the preservation of St. Genevieve. You know what I'm talking
I know you're talking about, but I don't
about.
remember.
Really cold, what? Cold, it's cold.
James.
Janice, that was there, I guess that she was lifting and replay, putting them back on the pegs. For the time being, but a lot of them, I mean, the whole graveyard, I've noticed land shifting a lot around here, and I don't know why. And we've had a lot of tombstone shift. And,
Didn't you guys have like 12 inches of rain at one time or
Yeah.
something?
yeah,
This summer you had.
yeah, and I'm wondering if they just create a void. The graveyard's so hard to, because it caught fire at one time, so the maps are not that great on the old side. That's old, what we got by aces. So, but the newer side grows really fast for some reason, but yeah, it's just, it's odd how everything's shifting, even the big, didn't you say the big one? Shaw,
Yeah,
major, or,
How old are those graves?
it's like 1700s, 1800s.
They didn't have any balls, so, you know, back then it just
This is a big
was a
tomb,
common.
this is like a crypt. And Shaw was a big name, that was Colonel Shaw, wasn't it? Colonel, up there. Stop, right there. So Colonel Shaw, one of the founders with Rozier in this town, and they're in the very back, but that's on the Catholic side of it. I mean, he's seen it, so it's a shame.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any way to go in and shore that up or not.
I don't think it's big experience. But yeah, other than that, I mean, haven't heard anything, just needs mowed. How did you guys do on that today? Okay, I know you guys are working like crazy, and I know it's a skeleton crew and being more efficient, and the rain doesn't help with the mowing. Trust me. My yard's high too. I'll admit it.
Some people that are mowing don't follow instructions, we tell them to raise them, right?
yes.
And they left it low and butchered out here. You know, and it takes twice as much time.
Yeah, 'cause he said it was falling down, day,
And then you
but,
have to rate it, because it looks.
yeah, she did, and she rigged it, and then I'm like,
And then the hours go up.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to interject something. You guys are talking about Colonel Shop. I've been in my car for 3.5 hours and I have to take a leak and I have a 6.5 hour drive yet. So can we wrap things up?
Yeah, whatever, okay, yeah, we're done. So,
Thank you.
okay, Doc, I'm sorry. Buddy.
All right, bye.
All right, since he's left, we're just gonna make a motion to adjourn.
So,
I second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? Alright. Doc, what do you think? Alright.